Okay, so we do have plenty of things to talk about here, Mike, and of course we have to start. There's a lot to be said about Navi and Liquid in general, but I feel like we have to kind of drill in on the Dreamers pickup and what this could entail. Sure. But I feel like we've not really made a head nor tails of this so far, if I'm completely honest with the viewers and you at home, because it's leaving us with more question marks than answers at the moment.
Definitely. For me, I would have expected Dreamers to come in and pick up the controller role. Put Yampy back on, again, that supportive role in the initiator, but we'll have to wait and see. For me, it's a little strange to see. Actually, I mean, the test here is how much practice has gone into this, right?
Yeah. Gosh, no, that's an exceedingly good point. I mean, yeah, for me, this is all very much up in the air. Now, there's some great benefits to looking when you look at Liquid. You've got Navera, you've got Scream, Soulcast, Yampy. All those 4 players have had relatively decent performances recently as well. But again, SSK already off to the perfect start. Finds Scream, gets away with his life. No harm, no foul on the other side of things. NAVI just going to go through their protocol list quite happily so far. And no massive intent, excluding that one kind of lean up C long, has been really displayed by Liquid.
And no progress elsewhere either, so Navi's still in total control of the entire map almost. I'll wait for Liquid to decide upon when they want to re-aggress. Again, the Sheriff purchase from Scream as well. Anyway, no other utility to work with here. SSK still going to try and dip in here. Will be marked. He's back away now. It's a little bit of a fake. Yeah, the spike now making its way towards A site. And actually even potential there for Zenny to catch the rotation, but unable to do so.
Yeah, but Deno's not really been moved off this yet, and he hasn't been fully cleared either, so there's a chance for a little bit of a punish, and there is. Finds Dreamer, spots the player on the follow-up as well, just Yampy and delivers it. Gorgeous pick, 10 seconds down the spike, falls further away towards Sewer just to try and keep his life. 5 seconds now, they might have run out of time here. The body's alone, sitting favorably towards NAVI. Hello! Shot and a half, but it doesn't matter as long as SSK keeps his life. It's job done for NAVI. And they're never going to be against running that clock down, and even a little punish on Soulcast at the end.
Yeah, taking it to Navi's comfort zone really so late on in the round, and Deno goes huge to actually find the second even there. I think actually the initial fault line from Dinks comes through, cleans Graffiti, so the swing onto short totally protected that. Manages to get the second done as well. Navi put the pistol round up on the board. Yeah, after Liquid, a very, very slow approach to it. Like I said, with Scream opting for the Sheriff, there's not really an awful lot of pop in terms of what they're able to string together for this execute. It being so late on as well, with Scream falling first, it makes it even harder.
Yeah, and again, outside of just the initial thoughts on this matchup, I do always like to see Navera on the chamber. I think that's something that is still one of the agents. You know, you see a player pick of an agent, it just suits them. It's like, okay, there's always a chance for a pop-off with some of these players, and Yampy doing Yampy things, right? There's always a chance for this, but I'd say Navi overall still solid enough that, you know, a team coming in with a roster change that I wouldn't say is like a drastic firepower upgrade, right? Like if you look at like Alphair coming in, for example, he just, you know, absolutely tore it up, set into a, you know, incredible motion. That's a firepower upgrade in my mind. I wouldn't say Dreamers is quite that. So again, I'm curious to see how this looks for the roster, having to come in and kind of build back in similar fashion. I don't see this being just that instant honeymoon pop off, everything feels comfortable. This is now him in a new role, in a whole new way of playing. This is a different scenario altogether.
I mean, I hate to say it, you look at the history of Liquid and you see this announcement with Dreamers coming in, and it's difficult to get excited about it. It's not really what's been lacking, right? So it kind of does allude to maybe some deeper seated issues with Liquid, which shouldn't be any surprise. I mean, especially with the recent changes with Sliggy stepping away, but...
How could you ever get rid of Sliggy? I mean, you know, regardless, their choices are their own, and we have to see, as I said, the proof is in the result, right? And that's that. And again, Navi, never going to be bothered by you running the clock low on them, because Deno sat there and he's just fine with it. You're going to go for a little B lean, are you? Nah. No, you're absolutely not. Now, Navi so far unfazed, unbothered, barely dropping any sort of dangerous moments in this. It's all been somewhat contained thus far. And I want to see a little bit of that magic now coming out from Liquid, a little bit of that intent shown.
That right click.
It's quite nasty, isn't it?
It's so disgusting to find that. The first two with the Spectre, relatively comfortable, but closing it out like that. Decent shot here at the bonus as well in round 3. The Bulldog and Sheriff to offset these Spectres a little bit. And Liquid, I mean, Bring the Bulldog and a Guardian
Yampi!
into their buy round, and Yampi's fallen off the rip, Lauren.
That's a huge pick. Even if they want to fall away from this, they can. Zeddy's sticking around towards Sewer a little bit longer. He's got utility to play with off the back, and you can see Scream gets noted. So already, this is a big indicator. I'm curious to see if they actually try and, you know, almost rotate off the back of this, or if they're curious if anyone's going to try and exploit towards B, which you can see Cloud's already keeping this in check. Soulcast has his work cut out if he wants to try and drift towards catching a rotation. They don't need to. They have the player advantage. Yes, they can pull a player across, but there's the contact made. Cloud can sit a little bit deeper, but they have pulled the player towards A. So again, it's where does Liquid want to try and put themselves, though, even with this player disadvantage?
They still have to dislodge SSK with his trapping garage that Navi know they can lean away from this now.
Oh, and I like the push on long. It's brave. It's quite a risky play. You can see them kind of pushing down on towards C long, and it's actually a 1v1 now. I don't know if I don't think they are aware of this for now, but
I think SSK is still in range of his TP though. You can see he's
huge.
still in. He can get out.
And that's Spike lost.
Down, C.
And that's going to instantly put the little bit of, you know, the warning signal of, okay, garage is probably under contest as well, and it is. The trap gets removed, but it's again a signifier that, hey, they're coming this way. No worries. Let's hit that rotation now. No one's here to punish us. You've got the flank coming in as well. 20 seconds. Liquid leaving this so late in the day. They have no options. The smoke's gone up. What are you meant to do? Soulcast has to find two here or do something miraculous to facilitate the play coming in over long. And now they forced SSK out of position. That's one bonus, but down to 7 seconds. Yeah, they got Spectres and odds and ends, but that's more than enough to hold towards the site. And Liquid running out of time.
I mean, there's nobody with Soulcast so deep in garage. Nobody on long is progressing.
Nope.
Dreamers and Scream are just tucked in, almost committing to saving at that point. Unless Soulcast, like you said, finds two.
That's the only thing he could do.
That was a very, very strange round to watch.
That was a buy against a bonus.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a perfect buy, but your rifle's enough.
I mean, even Duno's like reading as if, yeah, they're definitely still going to regress onto this. Throws out the Nightfall, and just to secure it, I'm fine with that in the bonus. It's a much bigger win for Navi in that regard, but very early on, Scream missing key utility. As soon as Yampi falls, the execute's always going to be harder, right? You have to rely on potentially Dreamers and Scream finding a kill. SSK actually manages to stick through the fault line, just missing, I think. But yeah, Scream missing his blast packs at the point of the round where you think the only thing they have to rely on after the smokes fall is having a little bit of a pop to an execute.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks... It's early in the game, right? And this can all change. But it looks like it's lacking a little bit of direction here from Liquid early, right? And that can be adjusted. A timeout could completely change how that looks. But for now, indecision looking like it's a problem. But a walk-up C-Long is not necessarily a bad idea. Zeddy has to be on red alert. He's not necessarily on an island. He's got some support in the form of Cloud. There's the information. And now he has to ring the alarm bell and fast. They're not going to be super far ahead. And actually, TP's forward. It's Cloud to find Navera.
He gets away.
He's got to keep his life. And now the blind comes in. This is just beautiful. Navi shutting this down categorically. And Liquid have no options. They can back away. You've got 30 seconds.
30 seconds left.
Where'd you go? Maybe hit up B. There's still going to be utility in play, I'm pretty sure, on this one. So, again, they're going to hear all of this. Cloud's going to get the information. The call's going to be made. And look at this wrap. It's so quick from Cloud. They have no idea. It's easy. It's light work for Cloud. Doesn't need to overcommit to this. Maybe just trying to buy a little bit of time. Yampi is surrounded. And Zeddy is there. Navi 4 standing. Not looking phased.
I mean, it's only 4 rounds, but I'm already worried for Liquid because they look so lost.
I want to see a pause, Mike.
Yeah.
I want to see it quick. I want to see it now. Just like, let's just you know, let's start the game again. Let's start fresh almost, because these first couple of rounds look pretty limp. You know, there's not much impact to them. They're being holded up. They're being read every... It's not even being read. It's not like coming up against mad stacks. It's just looking a bit flat.
A little lifeless. Yeah. It's almost getting back to that uncomfortable viewing stage, which, again, if you're a Liquid fan, we've been here before, right?
Yeah.
Again, this fight for a lobby immediately won out, I mean, in that regard, from just a little bit of utility from Navi, the trade-off for the fault lines, the paint shell to follow up. Cloud does have the showstopper here, so they can lean away from A a little bit. If there's any contact at all, Cloud can pop that and absolutely make sure he can buy some time for the rotation, but... Here in the buy round, look at Screams on a Spectre. It just, there's been a few weird things. You look down towards the utility, you look towards the purchase, and it's just odd to see.
Yeah.
Which is now just a trend for Liquid.
Yeah, and NAVI on one side are so much deeper into their process of, you know, being, you know, a well-drilled team. They played with this, you know, they had some changes, obviously, but I'd say they're deeper into that process of really filtering in the players. So I'm curious to see how long Liquid have been able to bring this into effect. How long have they actually had together to try and work this out? So if it's literally like 2 days, 3 days, that changes how much we can not necessarily judge it. Judge seems wrong, but just how it looks, right? Like, you're meant to be in here to be a real contestant, and I'm a bit worried if that's not the case. For now, though, Zeddy filling the gap again. He exploited that earlier into this. Yampy does the same sort of thing, though. Gets the punish, and Zeddy still holds. Good work from Zeddy, and look at the time, 13 seconds now. Yampy's taking the space on B, but he's surrounded. And you can see the flank coming in as well on the other side. Yampy and Navera, huge impact this round. 5 seconds, though. They need that spike down. There's still Dinks alive. Scream barely breathing, but he gets the spike planted. A 1v3. Smoke goes up, and it tailors him in towards Navera. Nice work in the end, but gotta say, for me, Yampy and Navera putting in work.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Zeddy almost making that one completely impossible. That push down mid completely unnoted, catches Soulcast off guard, and lucky things don't spiral out of control for Liquid at that point. We'll force out the repurchase here from Liquid. A couple of ultimates coming online now, and most notably, Scream. Soulcast actually rolling Thunder one away for DreamHack as well. NAVI seem pretty, I mean, yeah, Cloud and SSK maybe a little bit down. Tour de Force to offset it, so still in a good position financially. And a big round lead very early on, coming into round 6 here. Liquid need to double down on that previous round. Build up a little bit of a buffer here.
And if it needs a couple of those rounds from Yampy and Navera, those bailouts, you take them, right? At this point, rounds on the board are what you need, and that's what they can facilitate. Now, you could argue the same. SSK's been doing huge, impactful work for NAVI. And this is a little bit faster in the day before. Now you're going to see the ult being popped, and really going to back away from this. Give up side controls it towards CT, posted.
SSK actually played on top of the box.
That's ridiculous. Takes no damage from it. They're sitting fine. Postured for retake. For sure, spike down. See how this whole goes.
I'm saying, look at the utility. Lots available for NAVI here. Cloud and Dinks looking pretty comfortable. Soulcast finds a huge kill onto Zeddy, though, to slow things down on the way in. NAVI have to scramble to find a response now.
NAVI looking like they want to come through Garage regardless. They're not going to really stop on this. And actually, Navera's getting in a little bit of trouble here. Needs some support, and he doesn't get it. And now the rest of Liquid mostly sat towards long. You got to look for that late lurk coming through Garage and potentially through CT. But if NAVI get this ball rolling fast, there could be problems. Let's see if that happens. Already SSK finds Scream. Good trade for DreamHack, but already halfway on the defuse. They want more, and they're not going to get more. SSK might be doing great, but he can't do enough this round. Good post plant for Liquid, and there's a little bit of life shown finally in them.
Last player standing.
That actually might punish the economy a little bit. The round win comes through, but everybody falling going to force the repurchase. And I mean, I'll see how it lies now. I mean, Navera's got the Tour de Force to offset it, so you do have a little bit of a cushion to fall back on. That's definitely not what they needed. They definitely could have done with stringing together a couple of rounds and build a bit of momentum there. So losing the 2 rifles is key in that regard. Because look at NAVI, actually, they come out still in a financial advantage, sorry.
Okay. NAVI deciding they want to take C-Long control, start making a little bit of push off the back of the one-way. You can see there is a response in kind. Don't think this is without someone else doing some work. Yampy taking the space right back towards Garage. Now, if they almost overcommit, they overpush this, they could find more than they expect, but it's all about timing now. Look at this. Bring a Rosie and Navera none the wiser. You're not going to expect 2 players here. Well, maybe Navera does. Almost adjusted towards Zeddy, but they've taken the control. But now you've got to be worried. And there's the worry starting to really hit home. Soulcast already taken towards the site. Now slipping towards deeper CT. You've got Yampy overextended as well, holding these rotations. This is a good round so far from Liquid. A little unorthodox, but you'll take it. And Yampy's position, just ahead of the curve. Gets checked, gets body checked by Dinks. Yampy goes down. The follow-up not going to happen. DreamHack beats out Dinks. And they keep control of CT for some extent, but again, a 3v3 post plant, and Cloud is super low HP. Comfortable work for Scream, leaving just 2 alive.
No charges.
DreamHack actually used that decay a little bit, but the flash timing perfect for the swing. Soulcast cleans it up. SSK last man standing. Soulcast actually doubles down. And finally now a position for Liquid to build upon, right? 3 rifles saved across here. Because they've actually dwindled away a lot of the advantage NAVI had. This is going to be the last purchase in the bag for them. Zeddy's sitting pretty comfortable at 5,800. Could even get the operator online here for SSK if needed. That tour de force was burnt up. Actually, looking out, wicked dropped across the cloud, actually.
Get a drop. Thanks.
The other side, Nivera picking one up as well.
Cloud.
Still gets it, man.
Still gonna find it. And that's the first pick. Nivera on duty, trying to find anyone out of place towards sewer, but no one's peeking this much.
I just thought for a second that Dreammaster was walking with the full line out. I was like, that is bold to be drifting like that, but just a little bit of a UI bug there. Nobody actually holding on to long either. SSK tucked in tight, holding a pretty deep angle here as Dink's preemptively rotating away. I mean, the fault line should pull him back. Well, the flash for sure.
Oh, good little pickup. Dips away in time. And that's a 2-player advantage. Hard work now for Liquid. Tap on the spike, but I don't think anyone's particularly biting. Not going to draw much. Little tap on the TP as well. And now Yampi, well, we know what you're up to. This is going to be a problem going forward for Dreamers, Nivera, and Yampi. They need one of these players to find it, right? Nivera or Yampi. Who's going to stand up at this point? Zeddy trying to work his way in. You can see it. They're trying everything they can. Nivera's going to find SSK. That's not bad. And actually, Dreamers towards Cloud. There's still a bit of a chance in this. They still need more. And it's Dreamers, the new boy, has to deliver only. Good for one, but what an attempt at it as well.
He nearly found actually the 2-for-1 there. I'm not even sure if that was a connection. Just a little bit of damage mitigation there to put Duno down to 21 HP, but just about. I mean, Navi still had so much utility once again. I'm not even sure actually if the paint shell was off a little bit with that combo. You see, Duno's got the timing right for the plant. And Liquid actually aware of the possibility as well, fake tapping the first.
Feeling generous?
Cloud coming to, that was with an operator, by the way. Cloud had an operator there when he double satcheled in. You can see actually it was, yeah, the damage comes through.
Just for chat. I just like to rile him up, but he's looking okay. Again, it's depth with Liquid. It's like, does this potentially fix some of the bigger problems? Are Navi the ones, can they even push them to see those bigger problems? It's still so many questions with this, but we wait and see as we go back in. A little bit of timeout, and the double judge coming out to play.
Well, in the previous series, and entertained here once again by SSK and Duno. Pressure felt towards Garage. No follow through just yet. Look as if Liquid got their sights set on B site. I don't feel any pressure on the way in here, actually. Whether or not Navi just going to commit to the mid retake here, but Spike not committed yet, Lauren.
No.
The time is going to be way off for these smokes here. Whether or not this is all a fake.
Meant to be a fake?
Well, now they have to wait for the smokes to come back. This is
they've got one
really
to
weird.
commit. Maybe they could put it to the connector and just. And there's the ult coming in off the back. And Cloud's found Nivera. This seems a bit disjointed. I don't. Again, maybe I don't see the master plan to this, but the double pump towards B now. Again, Navi haven't overextended to try and do much towards B. They've left it somewhat open at this point. And now the side taking could begin for Liquid with the intent of the spike behind them. And well, there's the investment of the ult at the back. Can anyone capitalize on this though? There it is. Zeddy going to work his way forward, and Yampi's actually pretty well equipped for this. Deals well towards Zeddy. And there's layers to what Yampi wants to do. Goes on the timing for the wrap, and it's perfect. Yampi reading the game so well. Now there is the timer, the player behind him, and actually SSK baits him into it. Switching out to the judge, his nastiness goes up to the Guardian, and now a 3v3 post plant.
Nothing here to cut sightlines either, so Liquid can hopefully comfortably play through mid here. The first headshot comes through. Cloud actually trades it through though. And
DreamHack called upon, required, and he's holding his own. He's keeping himself alive. And Liquid just about pull it off with a combined 50 HP. They make it work. Dreamer's barely breathing, but it works. And again, that double pump towards B was curious. I wonder if it was intentional or just simply, cause and effect. I just say again, Yampy being able to find the impact on the entry and the follow-up as well was massive for them.
I mean, it relies on this, which, yeah, probably one of the best weapons to use here to mitigate the rolling thunder coming through. But there's no way that's the intention, right? You look at when the smokes are invested and when they actually push it, they don't find any contact, but when they push through onto site where the spike is, there's no way. I'm not buying that.
No, it's a head scratcher, but we look at where the money currently rests. Navi sitting down on Spectres, Sheriffs, bits and pieces on the other side. It's certainly not perfect, but it will do the job, hopefully. As SSK waiting down towards Sewer, and Yampy considering his options now. Maybe leaving it all to old Soulcast to try and crest this. They've got utility to clear, and hopefully they have the diligence to do so. And see. And hold still, doesn't give it away, and he actually strikes. How has that happened? They've traded effectively. Thank the gods for Liquid.
I mean, he was marked.
At least, yes, it's a great. Again, how has he gotten away with that? I do not know. But the one thing I do know is they still have 3 players standing. So they should be fine.
You've said it.
Shut up.
There's a pain shell to work with, a Stinger and a Sheriff for Cloud and Duno. You're right, this one should be in the bag for them. The pain shell not going to find anything just yet. Navera will find the headshot, so Duno can do the impossible here. Denied at the first hurdle. 5-5 the scoreline, which in my eyes is still a miracle that it's this close with how it felt in the first few rounds for Liquid. NAVI almost slipping a little bit here in terms of control. But yeah, I mean, the first Prowler goes through, but look at it. He's marked on the ground.
It shows the I mean,
the fact that the first Prowler goes away from it is, I guess, what makes Soulcast reconsider, but...
Sure. Oof. 5-5. They made a game out of this. The game is absolutely on. And already Cloud copping a whole lot of damage. He's got to keep his life, but he has to peel away now, losing the ability to be proactive as Yampy already starting to kind of build up towards C-Long. This is pretty decent early work considering the pacing of this game. Things having to fill that gap. Going for a little jump peek, see if we can spot anything, but again, we know that Liquid have been running these late rounds. This is... this could be down to 20 seconds at this point.
I'll find you.
Lots of time burn up already. Liquid, again, no real progress here. They have to re-explore at the 50-second mark. Only Zeddy on the other side of this. A paranoia to work with, but NAVI now almost catch a scent of what Liquid are up to. SSK going to post deep and actually might even catch an audio cue here from Yampy and Navera because they're very late from this, and yeah, absolutely well. We can cancel the TP. He might actually find this kill.
You're not wrong. Yampy comes back.
SSK?
What?
Dunno. I don't know.
Fair enough. Okay, 5v4 post-plant. Don't know what's happening. 3 towards CT, 1 still lingering around by B, but I don't think they're going for this at all.
Nope.
I'm safe.
There's nothing left in terms of the finances.
If I see a technical timeout, that would make more sense.
I mean, I would hate to, because SSK had a freebie. Like I said, if the TP gets cancelled, that's a kill.
I'm just... I don't know if it was just by the time we came back to it, it looked like he was straight up AFK. So we'll see what the hell that was. If there is a tech timeout in the next round, we'll see. If not, just core sleeping. At this point, though, Liquid taking control of the game, 6-5 here. And it still just seems a little curious, and he's there, buying up. So just caught napping.
I don't know if he'd paused to maybe ping something, wasn't expecting the TP to cancel, but like I said, he caught the audio cue at the perfect timing to backstab that execute, and Just missed out on it.
Yeah, I think maybe just because of the timing we switched back to that, we kind of caught the tail end of it. So it was
The worst
kind
part of it.
yeah, it gave us very little context, but it did seem a little bit bizarre. However, we go back in. Navera operator ready. We're going to have the ult prepared for SSK on the other side. So similar scenes, but look at the proactive play down on A long. A little bit of a new look this time. Haven't seen SSK opt for this just yet. But in response, Liquid really trying to tender for that B site control early on.
Spike is here though, playable this time around for the B side hit. Actually, Scream still gets that. Actually gets ahead of the blind as well.
Yeah, that's so valuable, and the follow-up's great as well from Soulcast. Good spacing, good take towards us, and naturally just everyone forgetting that someone could have been there, but it's okay. Scream is having a round. Don't worry, folks.
No way he actually slips past this. He actually got past the trap.
Kind of filthy. Okay, a little ahead of time. But a step of noise will give away the game. And the timing as well. Bear in mind, Navera could just look this way at the right time, but SSK's got himself a moment, a chance. Slim as it may be, he has to close the gap, and he's got the judge to do exactly that. He had 3 weapons to play with and couldn't pick one to take down Scream. And that will give at least Liquid the lead on the half.
Somehow, with how this started, it's miraculous. Yeah, I mean, they have to put up a solid defense here with NAVI. Again, a little bit of an adjustment in terms of the comp here, where NAVI have found a lot of success on the back of the Neon, particularly here. But we'll have to see if this actually is going to draw out a pace change for them, or things are going to slow down once again. Scream actually does so well to find that response on Taduno. It could have really turned the round in the opposite favor there, but does NAVI stack up pretty much everybody here and present outside a lobby. The fault line going to slow things down initially. Well, Navera's going to swing on the back of it. Actually, he's ahead of the fault line there. Zeddy catches him off guard.
Zeddy, quick as he could be. Big punish.
Yeah, I mean, the setup was perfect, but the Prowler coming through opts to deal with that instead, and Zeddy just absolutely charges down after it.
Now you can see, I mean, Yampi's in that catch-22, right? Do I commit and try my best to hold this as a chance? They pump back this way. I'm the only one even close to the side of the map, and they are showing intent. They are showing plenty of players here. Now he has to fall away. Tagged on the way out, though. How much can one man do? He's about to be surrounded. He can do nothing. Deno just gives him the drive-by. That's it. That's all she wrote. They're already on the side. They just need to get the spike up. Now, CT is going to be contested. It looks like they're going to try and fight their way out. Yeah, okay, Boombot goes in. They're going to try and commit. No way! 3 for Cloud.
Oh, my word. I mean, both paint shell combos there working in tandem.
Roll it again. Roll it back. Let me see that.
I mean, they literally traded off with exactly the same combo. Look.
One slightly more effective, however. That's lovely.
I love the camera angle as well to catch both of them perfectly.
That was very nice. That's right, one of the observers will clip that and put it on Twitter and be like, look what I've done. Don't worry about the nades, look at me. Look at what I have achieved. 6 to 7. That was actually a madness, wow. I mean, Liquid now down on Sheriffs, right? Like, this is danger time.
I have the spike.
What is going on? It looks like that A hit's going to be coming out on Liquid.
They're giving it up.
Falling away for this.
I mean, there's 3 of them here, and they've given it up. They want to rely on another combo here to make use of the paint shell, potentially. But the paint shell invested early.
Okay, well, fortunately, for NAVI, no one on the site. And they're going to need something real sharp to try and take this back from NAVI. Plants in. Those plants look kind of okay. Yeah, one's in hell. Not too surprising. SSK gonna have the first big fight. Oh, bloody hell, he's sharp today. He's on the money, is old SSK. Gonna find Yampi. And now the other 4, what do? How do you try and find any sort of movement? Try and bide the time for the flank to come in? Maybe that's the name of the game, so you can cost them something. But as it stands, SSK is probably the player I'd least like to meet in this. Let's see if this time he's a little bit more awake. He's gone back to bed now. Soulcast's gonna find him. And maybe they can pinch him in here. Let's see. Any more damage? And all on the way out. Flash comes in, doesn't quite go as far as needed. Paint Shell, though, going to force Volcast to fight, and he will lose that one. Scream, those shots looking crispy. And, well, actually, 2 going to be found by the spike. That's fine. And Scream going to be caught by Zeddy. So, in the end, no harm, no foul, particularly, as the buy, I'm kind of interested to see how much they get, because it's going to be a little on the low end. I mean, Spectre's coming out, I guess, for NAVI 3. On the other side, the light armor might get. They've had to kind of forego a little bit of what they'd want.
Sure, again, with SSK being a little further away from the tour de force, you can't really offset this, but and still gaps in the purchase here for Liquid. It's like a fast piece actually towards Garage here for NAVI. No trap here, and they will actually follow through here.
The drop down, look who's made his appearance. Oh, I thought he was teed up for 2. Yampy only gets 1, catching to no, but the site should be won out by NAVI. Yeah, absolutely. So Spike's going to go down now. They need to find comfort in the post plant to see what they get. It looks like Garage might be a high priority piece for the play back in coming out from Liquid, but this player's waiting in this trap. Almost
There's 3
set up for this. Yeah, they're so aware. This could be, well, I say aware. Maybe by sheer luck alone, Na'Vi are in the right place for this. Is Liquid going to make the first drop down? Scream going to go for it. It stinks with the punish, and the timing's great for Na'Vi. Swinging together, but the response! Navera and Soulcast, how have you found this? And the one man standing, it's SSK, and Soulcast has to do some serious work. He's going to note the player's position, doesn't get it to halfway. And now there's problem. Soulcast has to make the push, has to make something out of this. But SSK gun out, ready for it. Preempting the push, he's found him, and Soulcast can do nothing but die in this. SSK is leading this Na'Vi squad.
That's so well played as well. They don't even bother with the site hold. It's 3 players of 4 total committed towards that garage hold. So well played. And actually, even then, somehow Navera and Soulcast still flipped that back to being doable. Again, Navera just a little ahead of the curve. No double swing possible there, which it's unfortunate here. And I mean, Soulcast there's no real good option there. He needs to get half or push him.
And we were barely into the round. SSK is absolutely on point, and UI's taking a break. It's had a hard day. Don't worry about it. So already, what did Liquid do with this? Early loss off the rip. He goes back with us. Just need a little timeout. Navera, Scream, Soulcast, Dreamers on that Shiko. And, well, Na'Vi looking like they just want to power forward, but that's dangerous.
A little off with the combo there. Almost perfect. I feel like it would have got at least 2. The paint shell went a little deeper.
And the utility work coming out from Liquid's pretty on the money right now. They just haven't been able to quite convert. You're right, it's that timing. It was a second away. But a good adjustment. Na'Vi going to take that space right back towards B, and probably
clean movement. Clean movement there from Cloud.
Ooh. And punished as he hit his heels. The shin's now scuffed as he tries to make it up towards the top, but post plant will be 4, and bear in mind there's rifles up against sheriffs.
SSK finds the first here, the re-aggressive, the fault line, and the flash, and again, open sight lines, but Scream still actually finds it, and oh, the reveal actually lands inside the dark cover, so no information garnered on the back of that now. The swing through. Initially good, it's just SSK though.
Look at the HP! They're down to nothing, but they're still making a good try. Oh, the TP away! Does he still have a chance? He got the diffuser, but I think it was a second too late. No, he got it.
Yes, he got it. He got the ace and clutches it out. That defuse was so close as well. He baits the showstopper with his TP, gets away, still catches the defuse. What
Show
a
me
round.
it again. Show me how close that was. Gets away, and this is all the I thought he had it. I thought he had the defuse for a second. SSK is having one of the games of his life right now. So many clutch moments. And bear in mind, that was just a sheriff, a little upgrade round for Liquid.
That was back-to-back clutches from SSK.
This guy, he's absolutely putting in work for the boys. Bloody hell, what a round. I need to stop saying that word, but that was ridiculous.
It was Liquid. Got to be kicking themselves after that. I mean, yes, it was a lighter purchase, but in that scenario,
Careful.
what felt in the bag there, actually, Yampy sticking inside this. He was noted on the cross into the smoke, and NAVI quickly deal with him.
Yeah, this is a good site take early on. And this up against rifles, this is a good buy for Liquid. Not perfect by any means, but Navarra showing what he can do. A pixel out of place and is punished. Dano's gone. That's a 4v4 now. Maybe there's still a chance of this for Liquid, and they need a little bit of a round changer here to close out one of these rounds that have been so damn close. And there's the invested. Navarra still punishing Scream with a pain shell off the back. This is perfect. But look who still stands. The final raid boss is still here. And how much more can one man do? This time it may be just that one step too far. Liquid keep 3 standing, and you might need an army to take him down, but they had it this time around. The fuse going to come through, and Liquid going to close back in on the scoreline by just 1 round.
It cost them a fair bit as well. So the Showstopper burnt up in the previous. Actually creeping back towards the Rolling Thunder. Yampy one away from his ultimate as well. Navi definitely with the advantage in that regard. Showstopper available, Tour de Force online in this round, it would seem as well. Gonna try and bolster this purchase a little bit. And they can still concede. This is definitely doable for Navi. It will only give Liquid the opportunity to tie things up.
You want to play? Let's play.
This is early work for Navi. Now 1 rifle on Cloud. SSK can do some damage as well. A lot of pressure on Yampy to, I don't want to say necessarily solo the site, because you do see the support of Soulcast coming over, but a little bit of a window of chance for Navi to close in, but you can see the utility coming back out to ensure safety. And oh, Cloud! Belter of a shot towards Yampy. SSK, do you even check on this? No, you don't. Scream quicker to it. Cloud's going to take the space, look for more. No one else is there. You've got the site.
Completely unopposed at this point. You have to reset comfortably. Do have a rifle upgrade in the hands of Duno as well. So an opportunity for Navi to convert here. Straight 4v4 in the retake though. Dreamass utility going to be key here.
This was good last time. Remember, it worked out for them. This retake was really quite good. They need a little bit of that again. Scream's gonna get it started, finding one, finding another. Scream, huge impact. Zeddy and Cloud just deleted. Dinks does what he can, but it is nowhere near enough. Liquid starting to work out these retakes, starting to get that rhythm down to it. This is much better from them. 9-9 now, dealing with SSK early. It's only gonna help matters.
Yeah, 3 left standing as well, so a little bit of a buffer as well, a much needed buffer towards the finances here, and the ultimate cycle definitely favoring Liquid now. Back on his Nightfall, but not an awful lot left behind this purchase for Navi. And at a fairly pivotal point of the half as well. 9 apiece. Next one ultimately leads either team towards double digits and the 11th. And Liquid in that regard. Look at what sits behind this. Actually, almost with Soulcast, the ability to drop one across. I'm not sure why they didn't spread the wealth in this round, but Tour de Force, Showstopper. So these are even bigger benefits or positives towards the next purchase for Liquid.
Oh, this is massive. This is resilience. This is a pretty big lifeline. Capability to pull off those retakes is pretty huge for them. And now the question gets posed to Navi, how are you going to break this back? Like, don't get me wrong, we've seen SSK popping off, sure. But we need to see that collective look, right? You're meant to be this team who's had way more experience as a collective now. Got to see a little bit of that. Swing goes in. It's Yampy punished this time. Maybe tailored to find, it was what? I think Scream last time sat towards that sort of spot, but funneling them towards the other side of the map. And Zeddy gets away with it. Hits the TP in time, and Navarra double swings. Catches Dano on the way through. And now Navarra trying to retake that space, work it back in, but Zeddy's already slipped through just a little bit. Now Navarra knows it, who's a slightly further ahead. Navarra is so good at doing this, but the trades come out. Screams, still gonna find Dinks. This is a 2v2, and Dreamass with the push. Catches Cloud, catches SSK, and Liquid laughing as they take the lead here.
And that's a big round. Completely resets Navi. The ultimates completely lacking the fault line. The timing on that seemed to be forever. Dreamass as he comes through, finds the lineup on the last 2. Navi quickly dealt with on his site. See Liquid really digging their heels in now. Tour de Force available here. Operator passed across to Yampy. position to almost bring this one home. I mean, Navi will have one buy round left if Liquid can close this one out. Tons of damage done initially here. Navera swings through, just misses Cloud on the retreat here, but rewarded with a walk peak there by SSK.
Take it every day of the week. Navera looking solid. The double ops coming out. Yampi's got one of his own. Little overkill, but you'll take it. Sheriff's frenzies. All that really remains, and Zeddy has to respect. The boombot has to fall away. Your options are looking pretty rough. Go towards Navera, or head towards 3, or Yampi with the operator. None of them look like good options for Na'Vi in this round. Seems like they're trying to take themselves through Garage, but we know that it's, again, going to call the attention of the operators.
Deal with this trap, so I think we will be notified. Navera swings through? What?
Okay. It's, you know, sometimes you think, is that Yampi? Or that look like a Yampi thing? But hey, if it buys time, if it allows for rotations, jobs are good, and they still have to try and close the gap. And well, at this point, it's just Dinks. And what gun are you going to get? None. It was Navera who went down, so you're left on the Sheriff, desperate to try and get a little something going here. Maybe you can make it through towards A in time.
Yampi.
He's going for it.
Oh, Yampi's going to miss actually, yeah. Just wants to make sure he gets the plant through the ult orb. Yep. A little bit of a buff. But doesn't even get it. Yampi finds the wall bang. Liquid now on their 11th.
This is looking much better.
Yeah, Na'Vi, actually, you think about the knock-on effect of not getting the plant there. They literally only have this. I mean, the next one's going to be scrappy. Let's see what they... Sure, and actually, I mean, even just in terms of utility and a couple of scenarios we've seen it be so supportive, particularly towards A site, particularly in the retakes. But again, can't fault him on that front whatsoever.
No, he's playing the role he's been given that he certainly doesn't have previous reps on, right? Which is quite impressive to do against Na'Vi, who are a very diligent team. So this is looking much better, showing a little bit of depth and resilience afterwards. A pretty disastrous start. They've really recovered to this, but Na'Vi going to pick up the pace. And bear in mind, there's still Scream on the side, but quickly handled by Cloud, and he wants a little bit more. Overextends towards DT, tries to maybe force them a little bit further away, but Zeddy's going to at least create that safety. As the spike can be planted, I don't think anything can really deny that at this point. Soulcast happy to be the first man forward. Utility not with him at this point. Smoke goes up. Let's see what Dreammask can potentially facilitate. The flash is good, and Dreammask pushes it. That's brilliance from Dreammask. Welcome to Liquid. This is a nice little debut for him. Now the 3 remainders. Tucks a little bit deeper. 1 towards sewers, 2 towards long. They still got to clear this out, Mike.
Yeah, actually, Dink's fully playing off the aftershock here, I think. Actually, yeah, the stun should be perfect for it. But
and
Navera gets a collapse!
Okay, it's Navera. And it's only halfway to go. Does he stick it? He's pulled off it by Dano on the jump peak. And Na'Vi actually get across the finish line after Navera gets a double and they win that clip. Like, everything looked good for Liquid there. It looked good. All right, Na'Vi back in this. I mean, it's going to break the 4 rounds in a row that they were not necessarily depending on, but they tore the game away from Na'Vi. But the first fumble there for Liquid really in that streak of things. So this should be course correction. They should be able to pick up where they left off. Money should not be a potential issue. But on the other side, Na'Vi get an opportunity.
That's a lifeline for Na'Vi. Retrieval of the operator as well, actually. Just get lucky not to get caught off guard there. Zeddy as well. Fits right inside that fault line. No real damage dealt, though. Just a little probe from Na'Vi sent out. No love lost in that regard, but look at Liquid. Initially, were leaning as 5 towards A here, but that's going to walk mid as 3.
Walking mid. It's a triddle. And when they go Cloud, you get checked on. So aware. Oh, he's just shown enough. Yampi with a punish going to find Cloud. They're mostly going to fall away from this, leaving just Yampi down here for now. He's going to be able to TP himself out of... he gets out of danger. It's okay. There was no punish off the back. You can see the utility invested. And there's no one there. They've already peeled away.
Yeah, they actually try and invest the Rolling Thunder there to clear through mid, but it's a total mystery. Liquid able to peel away from that so effectively. Trying to deal with this trap now on B, but Steady having some problems with it, to be honest with you.
Oh, the pixel, it's noted. Navera is raining in on SSK right now. This guy is trying to find his form. TP's away, but the 3 remainders for Na'Vi make it just 2. Soulcast catches Zeddy. And now the plant comes in. You're going to need a little bit of individual brilliance start shining for them. Ding's trying to set into motion maybe something here for Deno, but again, Liquid on these retakes have been good. They've been sharp. They've been hard to deal with, even in 5v5s, let alone 5v2s. How much time can they buy on this? And it ain't much. Already Deno's in danger. He's been dealt with, and now it's just 1. Dinks can only do so much as Dreamass is there, and the defuse is going to come in, and that's going to be 12 for Liquid. And that's a convincing retake.
A convincing round from the get-go. The
Yes.
reset away from that initial heavily invested hold towards A site. They don't feel any pressure on the back of it, and a weird exchange of utility, like I said, with Zeddy and SSK escaping it, but immediately the response is there. The mid round is perfect from Liquid. They walk mid as 3. They're rewarded with it. They actually draw out the Rolling Thunder. Na'Vi have to invest something to retake mid there, and they get nothing on the back of it.
That's pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah, think bigger picture. That is a great round from Liquid.
Oh, the knock-on effect is imperative to them. They won not only in that round, but the knock-on effect too. They've now look at the money that Na'Vi come back in with, the purchase that they have to fight this out with, and already Scream taking matters into his own hands. He wants this fight, and he might have to stand and fight. He's got his brother by his side, Navera just delivering rounds down range. Now, there is a bit of a trade out. Scream has gone, but they're left with 3. SSK, Deno, and Dinks. Looks like that C site is closed for business. They're left with what remains. Maybe A, maybe B. Maybe they can catch a rotation, punish someone. But now, no one's giving them that chance.
Three left for Na'Vi. Ocas tucked in very deep here. Doesn't want to risk giving away anything as Na'Vi have their sights set. Come through here, and again, it's key utility available once again for Liquid for the retake. The Rolling Thunder as well. It's going to be so difficult for Na'Vi to hold on to this. Actually looking to get aggressive here on the back of the front line. He's rewarded for it.
I really like that. You have to try and be proactive. If you're at a player disadvantage like this, the right choice to be made. And they reap the rewards now. They have to deal with the wave that's coming their way, and they know it's on the way. Outgunned, but not outnumbered now. Utility still in place to know. Positions noted. How much can he get from this? That's a body found. And effective trades for Na'Vi. He leaves it with Navera. And what do? You've got the operator to play with. Do you want to keep that? You've got your potential ult coming on to the next round, but you want to have a go at this, surely. As Na'Vi, I think they've done this one enough. Perfect play to be proactive in the post plant. Navera just trying to play his life now. 30 HP marked. He's being hunted down. They are out for blood. But it does seem to make it to at least a little bit of safety in the end.
They're trying to remove that.
It's 11 to 12, man. This game's back on.
It's so well played on the back of the fault line through onto A-Link there. SSK just digs so deep to find it. We'll have the tour de force now, and somehow Na'Vi are actually back in an advantageous position with this ultimate cycle. I mean, yes, the Rolling Thunder available now. Navera one away from the tour de force, but whether or not they're not, it doesn't look as if they're going to go for an AWP here, but Deno one away from the knife. Well, that is huge for Na'Vi.
Want to play? Let's play.
Navera's first test. Couldn't quite get it. Start to build at least their application towards taking a long first test passed, keeping their life. I'm sure the temptation for Yampy is there, but holds towards Garage. As you can see, Na'Vi actually peeling away from that A-long presence, looking potentially towards either B or maybe Garage Burst at this point. Cloud, the one to go exploring.
The Showstopper will clear all the way through, invested to backside, so they know have total control here. Now, the battle for mid should be key. The Rolling in Thunder actually invested on the back of the spike being tapped.
Yampy? Yampy was been locked in here from the start. That was a bold swing from him, and that could have opened up chance now. Spike is on the way to see, and look who's watching the cross. It's Scream. We need the head shot machine here. He's found 2 on the way. 40 seconds. They can still hold on to this, and Scream is doing everything he can to try and play his life here. Perfect work as SSK wants to take that away. He can't do it. The boys are there. And now the plant comes in. It's only down to 2. Dinks and Dano. This could be it for Liquid. They could be across the line, and there's the swing. Navarra predicts it. Dinks with a great shot, but it's a 1v3. And it ain't easy. He's marked, he's noted, he's known. And Team Liquid pull it out in the final hours. I mean, this was down to the wire, but they make it to 13.
I feel like they went through a total transformation just in the period of this map with how this started.
Line for NAVI now. This is one of those that you kind of have to get under the belt if you want to unlock map 3 and then pull it through now. I'd say traditionally, if we didn't see a comp like this, I wouldn't say I'd directly put this map in Navi's corner, but I'd certainly say it was quite favorable to them across the board. But now I'm certainly just curious.
Navarra tucked himself in pretty quickly to Cubby. Navi sitting a little deeper, maybe just to avoid that raise fade combo here off the rip. And actually looks as if Soulcast still ready to pop it on Navarra's contact, actually. No surprise, Navi have barely moved as we approach the 1 minute marker. What was it, 17 seconds? That's the marker, right?
Gosh. Yes. Yes. Well, this would be early.
Yeah.
This is... We got a pacey hit coming through. Oh. Well, you can see the intended combination doesn't quite find its intended target, but they have got that first pick, and Navarra still fine for 2. Just seems unreasonable. 3 kills already. And Zeddy and Dano are just in dire straits. Filling in the shower. Just might need a cold one after this. Not feeling so comfortable anymore.
Just a matter of time to find the last. It'll be Yampy to find it with the Sheriff on the back of the Shorty. And even actually the combo invested a little deeper than almost you'd expect. As soon as that contact comes through with the Viper wall going up, that they're going to be stacked up to swing that same angle. But so they still went for the combo. It didn't even end up mattering because Navarra cleans up the backside of that push with Dinks and Cloud. Nice little geeky setup there for A Short. And again, going to keep Navi on red alert. It's these sort of little combos that, as you expect, with how deep a hold that Navi do maintain through most of these early rounds, that it mitigates a lot of that potential. Soulcast noted, and actually on the other side, I think it was actually dealt with. So no confirmed information, but at least it is.
Ooh, look at the timing on this. They're pretty quick up. This isn't bad. Dreamer's just trying to buy time. Just trying to allow for maybe to fall away. Cops a little bit of damage, but he's going to keep his life. But this does put pressure on Scream to hold his ground. Otherwise, there could be further problems. But I am looking towards someone like SSK as to how much room he's been given here. Maybe a little further ahead than they'd expect. I wonder if they still keep this in mind. Oh, come off it. Scream doesn't need to even see the target, it feels like at times. While this happens, Yampy closing in from the back lines. It gets checked on, but Yampy's good for it. Catches Cloud. That's a 2-player advantage.
No real damage to write home about onto Dreamas, but I expect them to be able to follow up on that. And the key thing being SSK falling allows Yampy to dig a little deeper in that flank. Finds the kill. Na'Vi now, I mean, shift walking back through spawn with 30 seconds left on the clock. It's barely recoverable at this point. And I mean, even if you look at it, a Sheriff, a Marshal thrown in the mix here, the damage doesn't even mean an awful lot in terms of if they can find kills. The Spike Plant would be the biggest bonus, but...
Oh, absolutely.
If they overwhelm Yampy...
It's only Yampy.
Yeah, they definitely could get themselves into a post-plant position. No, okay.
Oh, the Iceman! Yampy, the ice-cold Finn. No problems at all. Just doubles down on it. You know, it would have been like a 1v3. That could have been a problem. It's no problem. Never problem.
After the initial miss as well, they both swing the same angle and line up for him.
Unreal.
They're now booming off the back of that. I mean, the bonus round looking pretty much the same as the round 2 purchase here. The Guardian to supplement that now nicely. Yampy leading the charge for Liquid here, 6-0. We're coming to round 3. And the ultimate progress lacking a little bit, but not really going to matter too much here. If we got a little contact play with the fault line set up here on B long. Actually, the trap there to confirm it. So Liquid, I mean, they don't even need to shoulder peek this. They can just play off the back of that information. And somebody has to come up so deep to clear that trap, and without a raise or a jet, it's almost a dead certain, unless it's SSK to do it and clear it with the TP. Should be literally a guaranteed kill if NAVI swing onto this.
Now, let's see how that somehow goes wrong. Already SSK going to find Scream. Soulcast re-aggressing. But first picked up. So Scream already gone, and looks like they're going to try and re-engage.
I mean, why as well? Don't even risk giving away the first blood in that scenario. Like I said, with this composition, it requires something to come there. There's no utility to even destroy it. There's no shock dart. There's no blast pack. Nothing. The Scream, a little bit sloppy there to get picked off.
30 seconds left.
And they've opted for a double stack in. I mean, it's the best of a bad scenario, and DreamHack delivers on it. They don't know about Soulcast just yet. They do now. And he's actually found Zeddy. Now, yes, Long's been taken, so this should all fall apart, but it's for time, and it hasn't. DreamHack and Soulcast still standing, still converting these rounds. I thought that was the one for NAVI. And it's far from it.
Definitely. With that setup, it seems so tough to break through onto B site, and that's actually what falls apart from Liquid. They still hold on. Actually, DreamHack does so well to find value there. Soulcast just showing his hand at the right time. Massive, massive boom to the economy for Liquid. And NAVI, having the same discussion about Liquid in the previous round, really lacking in terms of ultimate progress here. SSK 3 off the tour de force. Duno 1 away from his ultimate, but again, not an awful lot to reinforce it here.
Ooh. Yampy. Gotta know about it. Only good for 1 this time, unable to make it away. Of course, Navera gets the TP out. And NAVI do get side control, and Zeddy just over-aggressing, taking the fight towards CT to take space, risking it to allow this to happen safely. Probably not a bad idea, because around they definitely need. But again, hard to hold. Zeddy has to be integral to this, and he could be the first on the chopping block. 2 towards CT, and he's not being quiet. He's teed up Cloud to find Scream and DreamHack. They've been just Soulcast alive and position noted. His options are looking dire.
They already converted the bonus here. Just look to maybe remove some of these rifles if he can. But with NAVI in position towards spawn, now noted Soulcast on the trap. And they'll be able to peel away and make sure they actually pick up all of these upgrades. There's Spectre coming through. Not even sure if there was another rifle available there. Cloud just for that flash close. NAVI do convert round 4 here, and it'll be a thrifty round win for them. We'll see. I mean, like I said, Liquid had already had a massive buffer built up from that previous conversion, but it's ultimate progress here for NAVI, which is what we were talking about lacking now. Actually, look at it. Duno down on 300, the only one to invest a stinger, I think, in the previous round.
Yeah.
It gives NAVI a pretty comfortable setup here, and actually the advantage if you make the comparison. And Navera now with the operator in hand, 1 off the tour de force.
Look what it gives them as well. They put so much faith in Navera here. Just 1 player soloing out towards B, and it's him. Maybe rightly so. The guy is exceptional, but they put 4 players from Liquid, and maybe the right read at this point. You can see the utility invested. SSK, first man forward. Finds Scream, but the trade comes out for Yampy towards Cloud. Now, DreamHack still does get noted, but it's Yampy. Just, again, such a problem to deal with. Zeddy trying to dismantle is catching another in the heels. Soulcast is in danger. Barely alive, 30 HP, the walking wounded. And it looks like a matter of time, and it is. Soulcast found, but Deno. And look at Zeddy, the over-aggress again, pushing deep towards CT, leaving it all in the hands of Yampy, who's done well before, but has to do the unthinkable. A 1v2 with barely any HP, 8 to work with. Utility invested, and he's forcing them to take the TP. That's a lot of impact for 1 man to have, but Zeddy is on patrol. He is waiting for this play.
No way Yampy's ready for this, yeah.
Nah.
Zeddy goes huge, actually, to TP pass, not looking to close down that kill into Lamps, actually leaving that for his teammates, and catches Navera on the slip through to heaven. Really well played. NAVI actually stabilizing a little bit here. 1 off the Seekers, tour de force available now. Zeddy got his TP up online. Yeah, this is pretty much everything
That's all they got.
Everything invested here for Liquid. Tour de Force obviously going to get popped. Let's see if Liquid can make anything work here, because Navi actually a little quicker than I know. Obviously, we had a little piece to highlight it earlier, but this feels pacier in a comp that you wouldn't expect it from.
Absolutely. A couple of those set pieces towards A have been quick as hell. And again, look at the space taken towards A. Yeah, B long, there's been plenty of those now. We're seeing sort of a pace change. This could be a good look, because you know what you're expecting when you're facing Na'Vi. So if they're able to flip the switch for the pace, could be nice. SSK, though, leading. Oh, that was enough of a player noted. So Yampy needs to be careful now. What does Na'Vi do to try and deal with this?
The hit comes through. DreamHack not yet overwhelmed, but it's feeling that way. Yeah, slowed things down and actually finds a kill onto Cloud.
Yeah, this is incredible work from Liquid. Just slow down the roll, and they've actually made it out towards CT to an extent. I don't want to say safely, because we know that Zeddy likes to go walkabouts, but it should be enough for a plant. Picking up that one player on the way could be essential, but he has to take a fair bit of damage on the way through. So Zeddy now tucked into the corner. Yampy trying to work back through by elbow. One towards sight. And Zeddy, he ain't going to be making it out of this corner. If they have their way with this, you can see all the utility force to try and just get him out of there, but he's still holding the ground. He's still buying time. And Liquid are running low on it.
The default line comes through to clear out. SSK actually has to TP away from this, but absolutely right. The time might conclude this one. Zeddy, so sharp with the transfer there. We'll find the fourth as well onto Yampy to seal the deal. Na'Vi close out their third round.
That's something else.
That's so late in the day as well, Lauren.
Yeah. I can't believe he pulled that off. That was a huge round. And you think that impact, knowing what it's done to the economy now as well? Because I thought he was red, but the fact he's still here and he gets, what, 2 more? That adjustment on Dreamers. Yes, Dreamers was low, and the swing towards Yampy at the end. Individual impact alone is just massive. And you look at the buy, you said it, right? That was everything Liquid had, so this is whatever they can scrape together.
Yep. Yeah, and actually the Tour de Force used to... Again, actually put them in a position where they can ultimately close that round out. It doesn't go in their favor, and Nevera falling immediately. Not even sure if they've read into the fact that this was a commit to the TP. It wouldn't have been close enough to hear the second sound cue, that's for sure. But they put the trap down.
We've got to know what's up now. So much utility noted. 3 of the players are the back by U-Haul, but Na'Vi just so better equipped to take some... Well, maybe a mistake from Na'Vi to drop the ball on this one. Soulcast does find Deno, but a quick trade out. Zeddy not letting it spiral. Scream, that's not a favorable position, but he's still, of course, landing headshots. It is Scream after all. But look at the position they're in. Damage would be great. Denying the plant would be great. Yampy's going to punish Dinks. And Scream's just going to go for it. Try and get in there. Oh,
what?
Cloud! No way. If he'd made it through, this round could have been different, because Yampy just found a player as well. It's a 1v2. It would have been a 2v2. Way more feasible. What does Yampy have left in the tank? Watched by 2 pretty nasty angles. Baits the first, the swing on the second. Cloud's not going to drop it, and neither an RV.
It's times like that where you just wish you had the other POV there. That shot from Cloud, because
yeah,
Scream was flying towards showers. Well, Liquid come back in now. The operator back in hand for Nevera. Na'Vi actually find themselves 1 round ahead and almost a full purchase ahead as well. Well, 2 purchases, you could argue.
Okay.
It was just as good in the free cam, I'll give you that much.
Okay. Fair enough. Hitting those today, are we? Okay, so buy back in for Liquid, but Na'Vi having the lead. It's time to see if Liquid can adjust, right? They've had a couple of rounds being dictated to, and it looks like Nevera wants to try and change the narrative, but SSK does not care for the rewrite of history. He wants this going theirs. Maybe even to a 3rd. That's still quite some way away. Taking control through showers, though, Na'Vi can at least plant the flag in that. Look across the rest of the map. The early advantage now with that player sitting in their favor.
Na'Vi want to achieve on the back of this now. The operator removed. Focus looking to explore a little deeper towards showers here, whether or not Yampi rotates away on the back of that. You see he's considering it, yeah. We'll commit a third player towards B site, maybe on the back of this Prowler now. We'll pull him back. Olgas got to deliver in this scenario. Finds the first. Do no good for the trade.
I thought that could have been a second. I thought that was the follow-up, but Na'Vi still maintain enough to facilitate this plant comfortably. They're 4 standing. Pain Shell can at least force away Zeddy and buy a couple of seconds for them to close the gap. But his Scream being the nuisance on the site, but not enough to take him down by any means. It's going to be Yampi trying to move around, take the spots away, and now Dano's on a bit of an island. He's feeling a little paranoid here. He's not loving it anymore. The time's on their side. It's all tailored towards Dano, and there's Yampi with the timing just right. Brings it back to a 3v3, but how do they break the rest of it? I'm seeing what looks like a shorty in there. That's not feeling so nice. Yampi still sprays in wildly, but it's Zeddy to outdo him, and Zeddy to shut it down. This has to be a timeout now for Liquid, because Na'Vi have taken the pace away from them. Honestly, I think Liquid should have called a timeout before this.
Definitely. Yampi's TP there is just so bold. I almost think actually plants the seed of doubt. It's just like, yeah, there's no way he's stuck there, right? There's no way he just TP straight into showers. Again, the hold is good from Na'Vi, though. And now look at what that's done to the economy now, Lauren. A massive lead. Look at almost a full 2 rounds behind this now. Obviously coming to this with just the Guardian, a couple of Sheriffs. No tour de force. Showstopper, yes, but
I'm just baffled at the lack of timeout.
Yeah.
Like, let's take Yampi's impact out a couple of those rounds, right? They've been such bigger problems already. These rounds wouldn't have looked anywhere near as close as they have been. I'm a little surprised that they've let this go on at this point, but maybe they've got a nice mid call that's come out that they're happy enough with that they want to test out. Maybe they want to save it for the buy round coming in. I don't know, but so far it's again similar scenes. SSK this time they're going to be the headhunter, right? He's going to find Yampi, take down the man of impact, the man of the moment. Navera position will be considered now. How much damage can he do on this cross? Well, with the smoke going up, probably not a great deal.
Well, still in range of his TP here. Will be revealed on the Seekers, so has to dip out from that one. Spike not committed just yet, though, but the timing is devastating for us. That's a huge upgrade. That's the operator retrieve for Navera.
And in a position like this, it actually could be pretty workable, forcing out the ult to come through, and so much more attention has to be put towards taking Navera out of this round. And I like the idea, and I like the execution. Cloud, gorgeous with it. The flash to follow as well, buys him time to reset. Doesn't have to then take the fight. Soulcast wants back in, but utility handled quick enough. And look at Liquid. They ain't got nowhere to go, and Zeddy just waiting. He wants in. He's knocking at the door. Dreamass now down, and Scream will face the music. Double dinks towards Dinks, but he couldn't quite convert towards Zeddy, as Soulcast can do no more. Time out. Timeout.
I mean, they have to consider this, but it's round 10 now.
And I haven't seen an answer.
Nope. I haven't really seen an awful lot of adjustment on the side of Liquid either. And this is against the comp that I had real concerns about from the side of NAVI.
Yes.
But again,
this looked okay.
This kind of slow work, like whittling away at the defenses of Liquid, is suiting them. I
mean, don't get me wrong, it does help when you've got someone like Zeddy 16-4, and you know the guys. It's Omen v Omen right now, but the rest of Na'Vi are also there, and they carry on.
Bring them down.
A 4-1. Just gonna leave Yampi to Solar A early on, okay? And then you can see the lean back in from Navera. So I'm kind of curious what it's a switch up. That piece from Na'Vi, the kind of pacier hits worked quite well up until this point, but it doesn't look like that's the go-to here. But they've been given a little bit of room. You can see SSK working through, trying to clear as he goes. And just going to post himself up. That could be a big punish late round if they do want to start swinging back towards B for maybe some pressure, but so much more room for Na'Vi to work with.
No, the point of the round where Na'Vi start to look like they're going to make a decision. Yampi and Navera called upon here on A site. And actually, sure. Well, he's going to actually just stand and hold this angle for the time being. Trailblazer will force him off initially. He does have the TP to get out, but he's desperate to try and find something. Yampi actually sicks the TP into spawn. That's a triple TP through to the backside of Showers. They're going to try and retake this space.
They're surrounding all fronts. Now we know that Zeddy likes to push towards CT, but big punish from Yampi finding SSK. This is huge. But Cloud still standing and fighting. Soulcast down. Dano doesn't need to see anything. How did that not land? Again, it's on Dinks now in a 1v4. And that looks that doesn't look right. I'm going to be honest, Mike. It doesn't look correct. I'm not sure what gave it away, but it doesn't look right.
An interesting hold there at the end for Jinx. But what a retake from Liquid. I mean, the TP stick from Yampi initially, nobody there to punish it. And then the triple TP. There's a lot going wrong, but Liquid certainly did a lot of right in that round.
God bless you for trying.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Good.
Good. God, I've missed casting this game. Oh, it's been a couple of days.
You know, it's the same thing from the fault line on Haven when he walked across a lobby.
I was honestly looking at it like, God, that's really weird. He's walking around like that.
Although things are still popping his ult.
Oh, straight up Leviosa-ing the gun, just being chilling. Oh, God. All right. 4-6. Let's pull it back. Oh. Liquid. I again, tell me you can replicate that sort of retake. I'll be all aboard. It was a bit of a, you know, a unique one. I quite like the idea, you know, the TP crunch, you know, still holding space towards heaven as well with Navera. It was a really nicely constructed round, but the ability to replicate that can be very, very difficult.
Somehow Scream shooting blanks with the showstopper. I don't even know how he didn't find those first 2 kills, but at least forced them into a trickier spot, and Liquid able to clean up on the backside of maybe the damage. I didn't even see how much it did initially. The kills came through so quickly, but I'll have to take a look back at that round and even know if that was the set intention there to give that up, because it was a much weaker A-site hold, right? So they were almost ready with that, whether the key component being the ultimate from Soulcast. No, but you're looking to hit the flip on this one. Actually, try and find this rotation. SSK punches Navera. Yampi will respond. But there's so much going on.
I know. Have fun, observers. We're just aboard the ride. It's Yampi tucked towards the spike, though, and it's Yampi versus Zeddy. What a battle, and it's Zeddy to win it out. Dude, just about makes it away. Gets towards the spike. And 13 seconds to make something happen with his Soulcast tucked towards CT and Scream over towards Elbow. Spam. Oh, it's on the money! Soulcast got it! And now Scream activates, catching Dano, trying to recover this round, and Cloud's out of time and out of options. Soulcast on the catch. And Liquid by the skin of their teeth. How are they getting away with this?
Last round in the
What the hell was that round? There was no catalyst to even force that just random, just full commit to the rotate. And then also, Zeddy's sticking this inside the tube. He has a player in towards Garden and one in hooker. Again, somebody should be able to cover both angles there to make sure the plant is safe.
This is still, this entire game feels like we're, you know, in the upside down or something a little off. Like the comp coming out from Navi is weird. The fact that Liquid have just kind of powered through and it's somewhat worked out. You know when people do something wrong but they get rewarded and then you have to sit back and go, well,
you know what? Yes. It almost feels like that is the case in some of these rounds.
It's wild to me. It really is. And again, normally, you know, it's very hard for us casters to sit here and judge, but I think everyone's looking at this just with scratching their heads. But we dive back in at 5-6, and of course you can talk for the first 50 seconds because it's Navi. You get a little bit of leeway. So Navera could be the first big challenger here. You got that fight towards Shower as well. Spots one, backs away, decides not to double dip on that. SSK, how long do you spend trying to clear this slowly but surely? You can see the pressure coming through. They're actually going to swing late to take that space back.
Key engagement here towards Lamps, but Zeddy initially finding the space here. SSK on the backside, going to find a tour de force kill.
He's got 3 guns, but he's still being challenged. And now we're into the 2v2, and it's a straight out brawl. Scream now 1v2. Show me what you're made of. You can't make it happen. Navi win somehow this battle over towards A. And you know what, Mike? I've cast a lot of this game, but what on earth are we witnessing?
The end of that half is I mean, I do want to go back and watch it, but you almost don't. They're just so chaotic. And these are rounds that, with how we expect Na'Vi to play Bind, you'd think Liquid would thrive in, right? But it's so back and forth. Zeddy's had look at the look at the Omen performances from both teams. Yampy 18 and 9, Zeddy 18 and 7. Hard Omen diff there, but it's everything else behind that. It's been really weird to watch. And the crazy thing is now that Liquid are attacking, that's when things get really weird. We'll see what they've cooked together with this setup now, with Dreamus being a key component once again on the breach. So the fault line is going to be posted through Hooker here. So Scream this time around. Glad to see not a Sheriff in hand, a little bit of utility to work with. Get noted here, and that should do it. The Shorty swap out though, but no follow-up.
Nope. Okay, Dreamhouse does find Cloud, but Dano's still there. Zeddy going to take the TP. What's out? Scream. We've got a smoke to invest, which he does, and the TP does get taken. There we go. And he gets himself out of danger. But bear in mind all this, meanwhile, we do have Yampy slowly kind of creeping up B-Long as well, but it looks like the rotation back towards A here. Unable to clear shower either, at least to a diligent extent. SSK could be a big nuisance on this, so I'm wondering how they navigate past that.
Or even if there's going to be any attempt for Liquid to address that. Fault line back off cooldown now will set Scream up to take Lamp's control. Again, actually, the TP dealt with, so yeah, they're going to know that SSK is posted now.
30 seconds left.
Huge tell. Spike now down, and the swing towards CT. Navera, great connection towards Dinks. Zeddy having a little look, but no one really giving him much, and SSK can reappear.
He's going to get backstabbed. Look at Soulcast.
Yeah, it's all about timing. And if he doesn't make his move soon, it's done for. And Yampy just controlling just about everything. Finds SSK too. And Soulcast claims the final life of Zeddy. So Liquid going kind of back into this game here. 4 standings pretty nice. Spike plant as well. They'll be feeling pretty happy about that. Probably one of the cleaner rounds that we've seen so far. And it's a pistol.
Give themselves on a good starting block here for the second half, and an opportunity immediately to tie things up. See a Guardian and a Vandal to offset this purchase as well. We'll see how Navi settle well. Just one Shorty, one Sheriff. Again, interesting to see as well with that control towards Hooker taken immediately with the fault line and the paint shell. Actually, Liquid immediately drift away from that. Navi read it perfectly, but it's going to be key because actually it allows Scream to keep the boombot, notably in the rounds that they don't opt to employ that clearance. It's a 4-man stack here, though, from Navi, Lauren. And they're tucked in. They're ready to absorb this hit. Yep.
Puddles of sweat now just swamping B site. Surely Liquid feel this out. They wouldn't leave it late and do a late round hit. Surely. I'm nervous. And they're going to know what's up again. You can see the exploration on the other side, but Yampy clears Zeddy. There's the boss battle dealt with. Dano does a bit of damage. You can quite follow, but actually they hold back for long enough for the reload at least, so a little bit more chip damage comes in a 1v2. Now, with it being SSK, there's still some feasibility to this, but they hear the TP, they know what's up. For the punish!
30 seconds left.
Big Daddy swing on it. SSK, he's got the 1v1, and it's Soulcast up against him, the little jump spot. And SSK's going to take that time to work down. Tested, but SSK up top. He feels it out, and Soulcast, they're feeling silly after that one. They walk into the stack, and they don't walk out.
Almost Soulcast doesn't want to play that one, so he doesn't want to give any of this ground up to SSK. There's a Vandal somewhere, actually, whether or not you can retrieve it. I mean, he's got the upgrade to the Guardian regardless. So much damage done with that purchase coming through, flipping round 2 back in their favor. Yeah, whether or not even it's the first shot that masks it. Soulcast is just desperate to find an angle here. Seeing an investment back in from Navera, a hero rifle thrown back in, 2 off the Tour de Force. So again, a kill and an orb, or an orb and dying in this round would mean the Tour de Force is online for the next, but it's certainly a little strange to see.
Strange to see.
The summary of today's bind game between Liquid and Navi.
Correct. If it needed a title for the YouTube, recaps, there you go, you got it. Hashtag content. You're welcome. Does seem as though a little bit of a test towards the A side, a little bit of a look, but not much commitment off the back just yet. Spike en route, though. It does seem as though this will be the final destination for Liquid, at least as it stands. And NAVI want to re-explore towards showers a little later in the day, and, well, the Prowler's going to do well. And Zeddy on the follow-up eats the flash, though. Nice way to temper the swing that was going to come out. Dreamer's doing well for that. But again, they have lost that shower control, so Scream now a little less secure in this positioning. A little bit more trouble. If they can do damage, though, that would be ideal. And NAVI not allowing it. Lovely retake of control towards shower there.
Yeah, that's it. The rest of Liquid just kind of forced to try and ride this out on default. Scream actually finds the response, but you can find the second. No, do know the juggle peak perfect there, and NAVI only lose one in the process. Actually, yeah, I was going to see how this sits. Everybody should be sitting comfortably above 2,500 here. I mean, other than Zeddy will force the Guardian back in here. SSK one off his ultimate, do know as well. Liquid not too far behind in terms of this ult cycle, but Navera will have to retrieve one of these orbs. Whether or not NAVI are going to look to deny this in the early round.
There.
Look initially, I mean, it's Scream and Navera towards showers, so I reward with that, unless going to invest some utility here. Yeah, Navera just hops through, get ahead of it. Noted, yes, but can TP right back out. Has the tour de force in hand now.
Lovely. That's the early work achieved. Yampi taking a little bit of space towards middle. We know that SSK is on the other side. And now the lean back towards B with that tour de force in pocket for Navera. It's only better suited, but he still has to go through the protocols of clearing over towards that B long side. There could have been a push-out potentially, so Soulcast coming out as well, but NAVI certainly not overextending by any means here. Actually playing quite deep towards the site and CT itself.
Travel through the TP will know Yampi. Still 3 members here for NAVI. I don't think it's going to alter the setup at all. They're happy to greet this. SSK actually tucked up in range of his TP as well. Trap dealt with. He's going to swing on to Yampi. Yampi still finds the adjustment though, somehow. Well, SSK had a massive advantage there in terms of the recoil.
30 seconds.
The Yampi adjusts perfectly for it. Yeah, and it's a very quick audible.
Oh,
That's going to slow
they
things
need to
down,
get moving. Yeah, Scream has to pick up the pace because you can see the problems that are about to mount, but they should be able to get to site at least and get that spike planted. Don't know about how safely, but planted nonetheless. Dano lingers around, but Scream quick to it. Catches Dano towards U-Haul and slips back to a more... Well, not necessarily slips back, but sits back for a second as Cloud going to try and take the angle, and Scream takes his head. Zeddy and Dinks, the last two standing, and Dinks is having a bit of a quiet one. And it will continue to be quiet as Scream shuts down Zeddy.
2 rounds left to find here. Actually, I keep looking back at the ultimates, and Liquid is so frugal in terms of where the kills are lying here. Now it actually, but it's been slow.
Having a nightmare.
Like I said, we were talking about the Omen face off in the first half. It's been slow across the board for almost everybody
Everyone else. Yep. I mean, you could say SSK and Navera doing similar work, but you're right. It is very top heavy between these two players, which is somewhat ridiculous, isn't it, when you think about it? Scream doing all right. Dano on the other side doing all right, but as said, it has been a 2-man show thus far. Yampi could be tested by SSK in the timing of this. Lovely, marked, but unable to be punished. Ooh, is he considering pushing this?
Still noted there, and SSK gets the better of him. Will TP out. The smoke's now removed from Liquid. It's been difficult here as they try and dial up the pressure and make use of that towards B site, but yeah, perfect fault line to split NAVI through the middle.
Yeah, but now they have to try and break back, truly into this. Cloud's dealt with Navera. Scream unleashes, gets nothing for it. Deleted out of the sky by Cloud. And Soulcast, blinded, backs away. NAVI are holding this. They are desperately digging their heels into this round, and Liquid can't break it. They cannot get back through, and Soulcast unable to connect as he'd like. And, I mean, the NAVI wall was just unmovable.
I guess it's always so frustrating, especially with this comp now, the solo controller for Yampy. To see him fall first, see him so disconnected in some of these plays, and almost where you'd expect to see a Viper, right? A Viper can maybe plant the seed of doubt and be a very, very late round piece, but Miss the Omen, I just hate seeing it. Because it puts Liquid in such a rough spot to try and recover around with no smokes, right? Again, we have the benefit of seeing it's okay, very quick piece now. That's it. Liquid come out with a 2-for-1.
Okay, fair enough. Just brawl it out, and actually, you're right. Liquid do convert.
Face your fear.
And the commitment from Yampy. Oh, he's
just...
having a he's feeling the game, and he might just continue forward. The spray ain't far from it either. Going to reveal actually both players, I'm pretty sure, towards CT, so they're well aware of what they've achieved. This should be the cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Good. Give us more for the weird highlight package at the end of the game.
Run, Dinks. Just don't be here. Run the hell away from whatever's happening over there. As Navi will be halted on 10 for now, as Liquid, I don't see any world where this doesn't go that way, is 8 beckoning for them. So, oh no, Yampy's closing in. He'll probably win this somehow.
No, Dinks finds his third here.
Shut up. It's fine. He's fine. He'll be all right. Maybe?
They're always trying to bait him in here, but Liquid finding their 8th. Again, a strange opener to this round is Navi looking to get very proactive towards Sand, where I haven't seen an awful lot of contention from Liquid, to be honest with you.
This game has actually given me a nosebleed.
Look, wow. Okay, then. It's that bad, is it?
It's one of those, yeah. All right.
Navi actually nothing behind this purchase now. The Tour de Force available, Seeker's available, but this is an opportunity presenting itself here for Liquid to tie things up once again. Rolling Thunder available for Dream Atty.
Okay, no. Hold on. Tissue paper up the nose. We're good to go.
About to sound very nasal for the rest of this one.
Look, I just wanted to join you on the nasal tones. Yeah. But now it's a lot of intention towards this B-side, which puts SSK on the chopping block, or to maybe do some serious damage. We'll see what he achieves. Great work. Finds the main man himself. Yampy now down.
Again.
That puts... I don't love him being on the front line of this one, but first one found, first one to fall. SSK, temptation to re-peak, and maybe rightly so, forced away by the Seekers.
Oh, nearly actually catching the flats there.
He's fighting for this.
Off your feet!
Oh, and he's going to be able to tuck back in, unfazed and unaffected. SSK, oh, he's punished Scream as well. He's seeing the Omens having all the fun, and he wants a little slice of the action, and he's got it as well. And now 3. Dreamer, Soulcast, and Navera, they barely had a look towards the site.
Still going to try and find something left in this. 30 seconds left to work with, but need to find a kill. SSK will spot a pixel here. You'll have to wait for this smoke to drop. There's got to be a complementary angle here to swing out from. Zeddy looking as if he's going to go forward once again. Dreamus actually finds the kill, but the second evades him. Soulcast will respond, but actually, no way, they're still going to find their way on. Cloud's still here, though.
5 seconds, and Cloud shatters what could have been a redemption of a round there. That looked disastrous from the start, Mike. Soulcast almost brought it back. Almost.
No round is over in this map.
No.
But again, I got to call it out. Yampy being the tip of the spear here, it makes it so difficult for Liquid to recover. They have to rely on these dry engagements almost. And they have to worry about so many different angles here. And that was the round that would have broken Navi. There would have been nothing left here. Now they come back in. SSK able to purchase the operator. Verratti only riding through on the headhunter here.
They're pushing. Yampy. Oh, the Prowler as well to follow.
Don't find him again. We'll peel away from this and...
Yeah.
Thank God for that, because the regress towards showers here. And, okay, should have had one there. Yampy still swings it.
That's a Yampy peak right there. They're like the Ferrari peak, the Xantares peak. No, that's a Yampy peak. No right to it and still gets it. Scream trying to take control of the site, working alongside those smokes. Deno's on the back. You can see 3 players, Cloud over towards Heaven. There's a gap in this that I don't know if Cloud spotted that, but he's certainly looking this way. And Soulcast does connect. There's Scream with the punish, but the good trade for Cloud, but it's 2v4. That is a cool task. You can clear close. SSK trying to work his way through. This is unpleasant by all accounts, and Yampi biding his time on the other side. Oh, just dodging bullets. Cloud trying to close in, gonna catch Soulcast, but now how do they clear the final 3? This is when it becomes almost impossible, right? Well, I guess that's one way to do it. The follow-up did not happen, but I got nervous.
I mean, all of these rounds are nerve-wracking, even when it comes down to what feels like a concluded round. Actually, that really hurts the purchase here for Liquid. A Guardian will come through, Scream on a light armor, though. Just about getting close to some of these ultimates. The advantage in that regard versus NAVI. NAVI have to taper off here. Potentially conceding another round here, put Liquid within 1 round, and ultimately at that point, then Liquid, in terms of the timeline, will probably have the advantage. Has to be clean from here on out, though, and none of these rounds have been clean, Lauren.
No. I think this entire game has been far from it. Yampi spotted, I'm pretty sure, a foot out of place there. Deno gonna have to back away, give up Shower's control.
Bring them down.
Now we have at least an inkling as to what the intention may be, but what are you meant to do to try and hold it back? You got Buckies, you got Judges, you got, just Shorties, Sheriffs.
There.
Certainly not pretty, and if you're on the other side of that and you've already felt out a little bit of that pressure, you might start looking for other options, because you'd imagine quick rotations would be called, support would be needed. Scream. Diligence to try and clear that smoke. He knows they're up to ratty business.
SSK with a very deep angle. It just gives it up. He would have found that kill, and it would have been Yampi again.
Wishes can Yampi stay, not be the first to fall at this point. If he manages to keep his life, it feels as though the round's theirs, but it's not to be just yet. Still trying to fight for it. 25 seconds. They're running into what can now be seen as a stack Navi of the players on the site. SSK still here. Where is that spike? It's still not crossed. 20 seconds. Scream unleashing. But look who is residing in the smoke. Scream's still going to find him. And that is the man you need to come online here to make sure none of that trickery, the tomfoolery, comes through. As Liquid do start closing in on the board. It's 10-11 now.
Within touching distance, and I said nothing behind this purchase for NAVI now. How they still avoid SSK in this scenario is beyond me.
I thought he was about to ruin that round. You know what I mean? Just like, and here he is, sat in the smoke, waiting so patiently. Scream bailing them out with 4 as well. Oof.
Stay focused.
Coming online when Liquid need it as well. The showstopper available now. The jazz hands from Dinks. A little bit of control towards A short now. Let's see if NAVI can build behind that. Yep. There they are.
All players pulled to rotation on A behind the Viper's Pit. Seeker's going to come through. This should be quite telling, and it should force the handle. And Yampi, look at, he's coming back again. Does he check on it? He wants this kill, and SSK is giving none of it up. Yampi is being tamed right now by SSK.
A fantastic first half, but I can't understand it. I really can't. I mean, this round, yes, you don't want to give away the ultimates for Soulcast and Scream, but it's just bizarre. He's desperate to find some value in that lurk, and it's hurting Liquid so much in some of these rounds.
Don't know. First one good. He knows it's more. Quick trade though. Dreamast. Gonna make this round not seem so impossible, but that Viper's Pit is still a problem. Now you're going to see the ultimate invested. You know, you put Dinks at a disadvantage. He's been having a nightmare of a game.
That's
And
great
Soulcast
work.
makes it a reality. Perfect. And now they can access the site. They've got a chance of getting through on this one. They need that spike down, though. 13 seconds. And Zeddy on the flank. This is where things could fall apart. 10 seconds. They need it down. They need it down now. Navera on guard duty delivers with one. But Zeddy is still standing. And he finds the value at the very end. But NAVI to 12.
It still actually comes right down to the wire. Zeddy doing magic with that flank. Again, it's on the back. I'd have to look back at the minimap of exactly how that plays out when Yampi falls,
Match
just
point.
how much NAVI achieve in terms of information gathering elsewhere on the map. Saving grace, it's only Soulcast's ultimate here, burnt up. Soulcast does so well to follow through on that, by the way. To find the kill onto Dinks, to at least give away some of it. Actually, the Viper's Pit falling almost enables Zeddy to find better value from short. But he did so well there, Soulcast.
There.
Got to do well here now as well. 10 to 12. It's going to be map 3, or it's looking like OT. NAVI. Oh, SSK.
He's
That's
so deep
dirty
now.
work. That's dirty work. And excuse me?
He still loses it?
Oh, Yampi, that's heartbreaking for him. You felt that was a freebie. And now they're facing problems. Soulcast with a great success again. He's trying what he can to keep this one alive for Liquid, but there's still a problem to break through. It's the double stack towards Long. Scream's on the case, and Scream does well, but Zeddy still stands. This is the man who's been the constant threat. TP taken, and Scream just wants to post it. If there's any way to take him down, even if it's just with the ult to hand, keep him at bay. Sends it towards CT in the end.
Actually cancels the TP.
Okay.
I don't know if they will actually know that, but it cancels the TP, sends Zeddy back to Long. This could be problematic.
Could be.
Now he's noted.
Now they know the position, though. To know the first one to step forward, and there's problems with these angles. Hard to clear safely. Zeddy still trying to be a nuisance, be a problem. Dreamass quick to handle him. Good trade for Deno, though. And now the ult gets popped. Dreamass is in trouble. Swings it, gets one, but he... Oh, it's Scream to find the second! Team Liquid still alive and barely.
With the decay as well, he was down to 1 HP.
God.
He would have been so squishy. 1 round separates them now. Navi back down on a broken
What's the
purchase.
money?
I saw a Bucky pop up immediately. Whether or not they'll be able to get a rifle on board, or how many they'll be able to get on board.
Last player standing.
Just 2, Zeddy and Duno. Shorty, the tour de force available. That's key for Navi in this round.
Yeah. SSK has become the tamer of Yampi, quietening him down after what was a exceedingly strong first half. I feel like he was only described in extremes. The guy was absolutely popping off, but this is the round where it really matters. And Navi, as you said, financially busted. But they're putting all their faith behind SSK, right? They've left him propped up towards that A site. Flash comes in, they're going to feel a little bit better about this 4-play stack towards B.
Potential to get caught off guard with utility in his hands here, but contact comes through from a little deeper. Now we'll invest it.
Oh, the combo, the flash off the back. They couldn't quite swing around in time to know. I thought he was going to swing that. You're right. TP. He stuck it. Yampi's in their spawn. You can see they're trying to check on this, and Cloud's going to punish him. Shot and a half. Yampi now removed. Danger Man gone. At least for the Liquid side. And Liquid don't have much leeway into this. And bear in mind who's been waiting this entire time is SSK. They try and clear him. He's still standing. He's still here. He has to fall back. Respect the utility on the way in, but he's going to punish Scream. And now Liquid are in dire straits. They've got 18 seconds, Mike. They've got nowhere to run. There's utility against them. And SSK is still on patrol. He is still on duty. 10 seconds. They've got to make their move now. And Cloud, SSK, shut it down. It looks like we're going to map 3. Navera can do nothing but watch 4 seconds. He's run out of time. He's run out of options. And eventually he'll run out of people peeking him. It's 13 to 11. NAVI. What do we say about that entire game?
What a strange map to actually watch play.
Roster now, we've seen them kind of clinching that result in the second map, right? It was still a close affair. They were able to deal with Yampi, who was on one of those performances that could be game-changing, but they actually managed to kind of keep him in check. Is it enough to now springboard them forward?
I mean, if we weren't looking at that map too, then I think I would have a very different outlook coming into Split.
Okay.
But that was just so disjointed. And there was a lot of positives to bring away from Liquid, but it's the same situation again. There are just so many negatives to almost counterbalance that, and I feel like the negatives outweighed the positives that we saw, which is frustrating because you think about actually recently with Scream coming onto this Raze, now embracing that role entirely. It's just frustrating now for a different set of problems to present themselves for Liquid.
It certainly is tricky to watch at times, but we go in with an open mind, right? We wait to see if we get proven wrong. And NAVI, let's see what they can do on this map. Slow and steady, as per usual. Hitting the 1 minute marker, starting to explore towards middle. Not in any particular hurry. Waiting for that utility to drop regardless, so... Seems like that A-lean will be coming through as well, so everyone en route towards the safe side.
Liquid are ultimately playing off the back of Navera's utility here, and it's pretty much all in from Na'Vi. We actually get spot here. The fault line should do a lot to slow things down here. So no progress towards site made just yet.
20 seconds, Mike.
Yep, it's getting awkward now, and Navera actually caught off guard here. The wall up from Cloud will find themselves a kill, but 15 seconds left. One kill could ultimately change the outcome of this. But SSK goes huge with 2 headshots.
How about 2 of those? That'll certainly help things out. 8 seconds, though. They need that plan down if you're Na'Vi, and they just about get it. Rewarded in those final seconds. The round made possible by what I feel is SSK's impact. That was huge.
Right.
Now, what does Na'Vi do?
I mean, doable here for Soulcast and Yampi, especially if we can find one of these kills on the way in through screens. I don't know. Sharp for it, though. Deals with Yampi. And all but concludes this round now.
I'm obscuring vision.
Okay, still, I mean, looking for damage here, if anything, but maybe from Na'Vi gonna overstep the mark. Should be a formality at this point, yeah.
Yeah, they're a team of discipline from start to end. Was that a 20-second hit? 17 seconds? That was pretty close. Even for Na'Vi, that was quite a late hit. Even for them.
It's always it's just so tense to watch them stack up like that as well, because it's literally just one bit. Again, the paint shell finds something. If they're able to make use of the gravity well or anything to do some damage or find a kill at that point, Na'Vi just lose the round. The clock decides it.
Yeah, it certainly could be an issue, and it always feels so redundant that we say it because it somehow works out for them anyway, right? It's like, especially with Na'Vi, other teams not so much so, but especially with Na'Vi, a little bit of chip damage done towards Cloud at the very start of things. Not too much of a problem though. Getting himself healed up back to 100. And Yampi, this is a dangerous game we're playing here, and overwhelmed. Na'Vi, a bit of a change of pace to an extent, but mostly just for that B main control.
Will be rewarded for it. Spike not committed anywhere just yet, and Liquid haven't made moves anywhere else either. Don't expect them to, with Navera posted up with a shorty as well. Scream and Soulcast do have a sheriff to work with. And Na'Vi happy to just slow things down though. Anticipating a little bit of aggression, that slow creep now back towards what should be this B site execute.
Should you get comfy? Wake me up at 20 seconds.
Yep. 17, remember? 17.
I was rounding up, man.
Okay. And change.
Look, it's 30. There we go.
Oh.
They're away. To the races, see if there was much damage with that paint shot. It did do a little bit, to be fair. Like, it's not terrible. You're not going to get much more than that. But Scream now, well, revealed. Should be checked on. Doesn't get away with anything. NAVI keeping 5 standing. Navera and Dreamas. Not many options going to come through here, are they?
Well, Dreamas and Navera are able to prevent this from being a flawless round win. NAVI will have a great shot at the bonus round. And difficult, they will have to change the pace up a little bit to make use of the Spectres. Doesn't look as if NAVI are particularly eager to go hunting here. Likewise from Dreamas and Navera. We'll just give it up to the Spike. As the SSK fancies himself an extra orb, but decides the better of it. Both will fall. Queuing the question marks in chat.
They've grown, Mike. They've changed.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, they tune into twitch.tv Sliggy TV.
Oh, okay.
So they learn.
Okay.
I always like seeing you in there as well. It's like whenever I'm watching a game, I'm like, Hypoxia too.
Have you just outed me on the main broadcast?
I mean, yes. Yes, I have.
Round 3, bonus round for Navi.
Moving on. And you said it's going to be quite a good bonus round, right, Mike? Tell me through as to why. Talk to me about why this bonus round is going to be sick.
I thought Navi might stack up here for a faster piece, but actually it's going to be split towards the Paranoia sent through. Yampi comfortably sat back, though, able to avoid the Paranoia. No real damage coming through just yet. Actually, Devil's 21 HP nearly got the kill, actually, for SSK, but no second layer to it just yet. The wall will go up, but no safe passage to site just yet, Lauren.
No, not just yet. Trying to ward away Soulcast. If they dare re-peek towards this, surely not. Look how deep Liquid is sitting. So aware of what they want to be achieving with those Spectres, and NAVI considering their options. There's never a hurry if you're NAVI. Dreamhouse actually comes off the worst of that trade out. But look at the lean. Liquid already going to send 4 players towards this A site.
Well, Navi have to, again, close the distance as best they can. There's lots of players to deal with here. Dreamhouse a little tagged up here.
30 seconds left.
Again, the information comes through early enough here, and actually slowed down by the gravity. Well, we'll spot Soulcast, but not presented an opportunity. Yeah, they actually hit Dreamhouse with the drive-by. And Nevera responds with 2, the third as well onto Dinks. Actually, Duno will fall here. Nevera just tucked into sight there. A massive investment from Liquid to pull across, like you said, 4 players committed to that hold. And Heaven's the main point of contention there, where you think, actually, if they can find these close quarters engagements, there's a chance for Navi. Then the second one being Nevera, able to play distance there, and nobody from Navi able to get an upgrade to really do any sort of damage towards him.
Yeah, and Nevera, again, I thoroughly enjoy watching this player go from strength to strength, but I saw work from him, but you're right. The lack of upgrade really made it hard for Navi to be able to make any more of a fight towards his position at the end of it. But we go back in now on the buys on either side. So this should be the true telling sign of what to expect going forward, and again, patience being the name of the game. The early trade out of utility being invested. SSK taking up a mantle towards middle. And Dinks making slow progress towards the A side. It looks like Nevera wanted to take that back, actually. Dinks getting forced away relatively deep, but in the meantime, you can see that middle is the desired area of effect. And actually, Yampi gets one and gets away with his life. I thought he was dead on the trade, but no, not to be. Still there and has his Soulcast. Oh, he's found another Yampi. Brilliant work from the man, picking right back up where he left off in that first half in map 2.
And Zeddy blind as well into the smoke. Cloud with the response, but Soulcast there to equalize, and Yampi finds his 4th. Huge round from him. Liquid right back in this, tying up 2 apiece. Navi should be as close to fully reset in terms of the finances as possible there. Some decent ultimate progress. SSK and Cloud notably. But what a round from Yampi.
Oof. Always do one of those. Crabman. I feel like they went to so much effort to do like nice stuff around the map on this one, and others they like just put snow on it. Snow and crates. Not that I hate Icebox, but you know.
I actually like Icebox.
Right.
It gets a bad rap. I don't know why.
The chip damage on Yampi early on towards the back of the B site, and SSK taking a wander, gets absolutely nada for it, leaving just 2 alive. And not really much to report here for NAVI, not particularly much of a threat even generated.
And Dinks doesn't even find a better scream in that. Do no less. The last man standing, sorry, Sheriff in hand. And not even really going to find the opportunity to find any damage. A flawless round victory from Liquid here. And that should Put the wind in their sails a little bit. RV back down to, behind this purchase. Not an awful lot, but ultimates to work with now. Rolling Thunder and Showstopper online. The res available as well. This one ultimately here, if they can stop this early momentum from Liquid to keep them in this, but could also spiral out of control pretty quickly. Is dangling basically on one buy round at a time here, Lauren.
Well, this might be, I assume, a pace change? Silly me? There we go. Feels as though this would be the most straightforward round we're going to see out of Na'Vi. And there's the pace. Going to take a lot of control and instantaneously keep him. Oh no, Dreamus! Dead to rights, just drifting back across by heaven. There's 3 more plays to try and fill this void, but SSK just wants to get the boombot out, but has to fall away from this now. But he's taking a lot of space and a lot of control. Spike is going to go down.
You got a very deep hold on this as well. Whether or not Na'Vi are going to re-aggress towards heaven here or just look to solidify this ramp hold. Flank coming in from Yampy though, so Liquid almost have to wait for that. He's expecting it. Dinks is ready for it.
So ready, so prepared. 31 HP is nothing kind to be working with. Did he get the punish on the... What? Yampy still finds that and screams punish too. This is ridiculous. It's all on Soulcast now though in the 1v2. Spams out to know. Oh,
I mean, somehow
I was choked on that. How did I get so close?
We're looking at Liquid just found, well, 3 kills at the same time. Yampy the one to find 1 in that flank, but wow. I mean, obviously Na'Vi are going to benefit off that and actually a get out of jail free card in terms of the finances here, but we'll be tied up 3 apiece. I'm not even sure how that came down to the wire. Where did the Rolling Thunder come back through? I didn't even note it again without happening so quickly.
No, me neither. Speaking of something happening quickly, SSK straight off to it. What? SSK just dry peeks in. He gets traded.
You will not.
There's the res. Full faith the rest is going to come out and no punish yet. And yeah, no one's there. Pre-fire on the pillar just in case there's a swing, but Zeddy fancies to go at it as well. And it's Navera trying to fill the void over towards the back of pillar, playing towards the site, but there's problems. He's got so many people around him, but the timing is right. Navera, what a time to swing the pillar, but it just slips away in the wrong time to know. Catches back into this and keeps this somewhat, I say, favorable, but just about.
Oh, Dreamus and Yampy. Dreamus, 2 flashes, 15 seconds off this next fault line. The paranoia invested and a swing on the back of it here, but difficult nonetheless. Dinks will find the headshot onto Yampy and Dreamus now stuck in this spawn position, whether or not he's even going to be able to get back out now. We'll find the stun onto the one, but Dinks holding that angle for him.
He's been given a chance at this.
Team Ace.
Again, it comes down to the wire when it absolutely shouldn't have. Just 1 surviving. That's not going to help the economy at all for Na'Vi. They're not really benefiting off of these round victories. Keeping it close, yes. We'll have to see how it lies now for Liquid. We're going to need a fairly clean round coming through for Na'Vi here if they want to build on these successes.
Oh, great timing on the swing coming back out from Zeddy there, because I was getting real nervous, Mike. That 1v3 looked so feasible by the end of it. Just just the perfect swing towards the back of sight. 3 to 4. SSK again. This guy is just completely changing my expectations here. Navera. Okay, noted early on. He's pushed it. He's just Yampy's pushed back. Ooh. Oh, I was confused as to no screeners at times, but still going to take the fight. This is just straight up brawls across the map, over peeking, over pushing, taking everything they can. And it's kind of worked out for Na'Vi, given the pawn, caught Liquid off guard, but actually Soulcast fights back towards CT. And Yampy clearing over by ramp.
Soulcast got his ultimate as well.
You're not wrong. Does he decide to use it at this point? No. And Cloud's punished it with that late play coming in through heaven. Yampy now 2 unfavorable positions to clear. Oh, the shot. goes astray, and Cloud with the punish. NAVI looking something other than themselves, and it works.
Again, the pace change almost just catching Liquid totally off guard there. Whether or not that trend will continue, whether or not we see Liquid actually, I mean, with the operator in play, it's, I don't want to say it makes it easier for them, but knowing full well that Nevera is going to have a pretty deep hold towards A site, and their ability to kind of, well, actually their willingness to try and find space in the early round is actually favored them. It's almost eliminated. Yes, the operator finds the trade kill, but it's Yampy swinging in, no scoping into a smoke.
Yeah. Reasonable things that we see today. It's not even that high on the list of weird stuff we've seen. Like, that's the worst
Pretty far
part.
down it.
Yeah, that's actually half of the course. That won't even be in the highlight package, actually. So, spin on. And something we have to note, the buy coming out here is rough around the edges. The Liquid. Yampy trying to get a little connection. Alt Orb has been recovered. And once again, we see Na'Vi slip into their slower, more calculated look.
One way goes up, just as a deterrent, actually. Yampy ready with the paranoia here. This is all a fake, yeah. Spike semi-committed towards A site here and doesn't actually pull a rotation. Soulcast has already got this information on bottom mid, so might even catch them here.
Maybe Nevera. Last time, the timing on this is going to be everything. Denied on the first. He's going to dive on in, gets 2 for it. 28 seconds. This was the later hit where it was down on 15. They could have been in trouble, but actually, Soulcast the punish on the flank too. Yeah. Soulcast found Zeddy. This leaves just Deno and Cloud. So this buy that was such an issue at the start becomes pretty feasible. You'd think, you know, 2 out of the 4 players can probably find this. And with 12 seconds especially, it's cooked.
10 seconds left.
Round's done.
As well, it's so key that the Soulcaster's position is ultimately what it gives Na'Vi. Oh, okay, Cloud actually finds that. So it gives Liquid confidence that that's not going to be a B-site hit. I mean, with no pressure towards mid whatsoever, it's the likelihood of Na'Vi actually being stacked up as 5 to swing behind that Sage wall is so low.
Wow. This is still I've got to say, one thing for me that still stands out is the lack of timeouts for Liquid that's still worrying me slightly. I wouldn't say they need it yet at this point at all. They just converted a nice round there, but it's just overall,
could be a
I still
factor,
feel
right? It definitely could be.
I am interested to see if that becomes like a trend, because again, we're looking at Liquid purely as not an experiment, but as like an unknown quantity. And actually, look at the space cleared. Yampy's out of there. Has to respect this and just posts it in the end. Hopes for the best and expects the worst, as Yampy gets to keep his life still alive, still doing the dance. Na'Vi gets sent away. But again, it returns to the point, when we look at Liquid, it is a bit of an experiment, right? We don't know what they're going to look like. New players coming in, new potential coaching staff. It changes how they potentially approach this game, and, well, that's a death for Yampy. Unfortunate that Deno was still tucked on this, expecting that re-aggress that was rewarded so kindly by Soulcast before, but now it's going to be a swing through middle towards heaven. Soulcast particularly deterred by this. Yeah, looking ready to go, and I wonder if they swing through CT. They do, and Scream tries to eye up the site cross itself. Cloud denies it, and they keep the player up.
Spike planted.
Spike plant comes through. They'll have that Cosmic Divide, whether or not they want to invest it here. And actually, Na'Vi don't really have anything to work with here in this post-plant hold, but the headshot will slow things down. Soulcast good for the trade, but the spray into the smoke will deal with him, just leaving DreamHack left once again. Last player standing for Liquid, and Zeddy playing anti-flash there, just swings through. Na'Vi put their 6th up. It's still so back and forth here. Na'Vi, again, almost a little ahead of the curve in what we would expect from them.
Yeah. I actually quite like seeing a little bit more.
It
does.
them.
That's the thing, right? It's like I like seeing this depth, I guess, or variety to Na'Vi, because you have such a mental image of what they're going to do. It's actually really nice to see them be able to switch it up and still look good at doing it. Because there's a lot of teams who try and either play that slow style or, you know, super pacey. It just doesn't seem to work with them. But this is quite nice from Na'Vi. I like a lot of the looks they're bringing out now. I don't know if it runs, you know, much deeper, if they get halted, if they get, you know, if they could become aware of a couple of tells here and there, but So far, I do like that Navi have that adjustment period already.
First time see Navi, at least in the early round here, with a very proactive address towards mid. Liquid just step away from that little adjustment here in terms of Nevera's positioning and utility. You got that spy cam set up for potentially a gravity well behind it. Yeah, we're screamed down towards default on B. He's in range to find that nade as well. Or even the aftershock actually coming through from Dreamer. So it looks like could be an absolute bloodbath if Navi walk into this.
Well, how about flying into it? SSK's just... Nevera wins that. Nevera, you are unreal at times, but still, Nevera's still standing, and you can see the remains. It was necessary, because Scream's still only down to that Sheriff, so even equal numbers would have been a problem, but Liquid are on the site, 2 of them on the pillar. Happy to swing together. Dreamus denies both. Cloud and Zeddy gone, leaving just Dano in a 1v4. And Yampi's caught him mid-jump. No problem for Yampi. And Liquid keep close in this game. 5-6 now.
Last round before the switch.
Actually, in a position where they could tie up the half. And both economies have been struggling the entirety.
30 seconds left.
I think actually this is where it's going to come to
Spike down B.
pay off for Liquid in the last round. See how Navi's purchase will settle. I mean, neural theft and the TP available for Dano, not really anything to work with in terms of the ultimates. Cloud won off the revive, but to come into this with 3 rifles and 2 sheriffs. Liquid definitely have the upper hand here in the final round of the half. Still got that Cosmic Divide to work with as well.
Yampi, right place could be right time. Let's see it. Nevera going to be able to at least deal with the front wave. That's SSK gone, who's been cracking these open. Nevera and Yampi show their hands and shut this down, and it looks in some fashion too. Unfazed and almost undamaged.
Yeah, I mean, the
Clean.
spacing was so weird on that execute. Whether or not they actually got tied up with the trap wire or what, but it's almost SSK just throwing his life on the line, just praying for a trade, right? But it's an untradeable angle to commit to swinging right off that double
Once you're
satchel.
that deep, yeah.
I mean, if anything, go towards elbow here. He's committing to the one angle that he's untradeable from.
Yeah, no one there to bail him out. And they try, but by that point, you can see the great timing on Yampi kind of swinging out from pillar. Just going to punish anyone trying to get close to it. Bad. Stop showing food. I'm hungry. It's almost 10 p.m. and I've not eaten. Please, thank you. Appreciate it.
Stay away from sushi.
What, 10 p.m. sushi in Germany? Yeah, I probably will, Mike.
I meant the part of the map.
I'm just mean in general.
Okay.
It's not great out here, I'm going to be honest. No, dire straits. 6-6 on the half. Both teams, I mean, clawing back these moments. I feel like Liquid kind of closed out that half in solid enough fashion to feel confident coming into the second to an extent, right? But it could be all turned over by one round. And we get to see Navi's defensive side as Liquid continue forward here. Oh, this is awful for Dano. He's going to be completely caught out. Yeah, swings it. Stepping back in and didn't realize how close Liquid had gotten in the meantime. And they want to work off this, but if there was a swing off the back of that, I don't... Yampi? Okay, this is a weird round. Got it. Soulcast saves it, though. Going to get 2 back-to-back and make it a third. SSK taking his sweet time, but it's Nevera who's in front of him, but then it's all about timing, isn't it? Who sees who first and just fades out. Actually does get the timing window on at least punishing Scream, because I assume he would have thought Nevera would have seen that or had that, but there's the kind of punchline to all of this that Nevera can re-swing and find him. Liquid with the first in the second half.
And thank God though, right? I mean, when Nevera's not in that position, it's certainly doable for him, but so Liquid put themselves 1 round ahead here in the second half. But Yampi, again, whether or not this is going to continue from the previous map, but in that regard, at least setting his team up for finding an entry there onto B site.
It's crazy you think I'd care about fruit. Yeah, nice one. That's not done the job, has it? Unlucko. That's big unlucko.
NT.
NT. GG go next. It's all right. Shorties and classics. I mean, some of the most powerful weaponry in the game, Mike.
I mean, we've seen him win rounds today.
Yeah, I'm really only just about being sarcastic. There's a fine line of truth to this. Oh, and that's a nasty little position to be in if they were going that way. However, we know that's not the case. Liquid already considering their options towards A, which is normally the reasonable choice if you're up against what is likely to be just your classics or maybe a bit, you know, odds and ends, but I think Navi are reading it quite nicely as well. They've already pulled that rotation in.
Created a little bit of space, yes.
Got you.
That's it. Look at how much is invested towards Stinks. That is ridiculous. Finds the kill, though the fault line follows up. Actually, Yampy with another TP will get punished for it this time.
Clouds and Aimer. And Zeddy's found Scream. Hold on, I was just enjoying the ride, but this is suddenly becoming a possibility. It ain't likely, but I have to know that's something other than the shorty. I'd be all aboard the train because Soulcast is down to 20 HP.
Yeah,
but
you can't find an upgrade either. Look at where the
there's none
death
nearby.
markers are.
He's got a smoke and another in 4. But he's trying.
I mean, if he finds Dreamhouse first here.
Okay. That's not a bad upgrade. Oh, the timing. Great work from Soulcast.
It, yeah.
Walking out like that on 15. It was 20 HP at the time, but that's brave work, and it probably kept that round safe in hand.
And lots of damage done, though. We'll have to see how Liquid's purchase sits after that. I mean, Guardian in the hands of Navarra, whether or not Scream's just going to opt for maybe an SMG or a Sheriff yet. See, he's going to be struggling on the backside of this, though. Navi still gaps here. I mean, Duno without a paranoia. A couple of light shields. There's definitely gaps in the purchase for Navi as well.
So far, I do like the attention that Navi are putting towards keeping that B main control. They've done well at a couple of rounds. Keeping that to check, maybe freeing up a couple of these players to keep an eye on middle, but you can already see what Liquid are up to. I don't think they're slowing down particularly. There's no subtlety to Yampy, is there?
It's not one of the words I'd use to describe him, no.
No. There's a few, but probably not synonymous with it.
No. Liquid, actually pretty all in towards mid here. See if they can find anything towards B heaven. Yampy swinging out with the judge, still going to be able to find Zeddy. Nobody on the counter swing there. SSK actually finds 2 kills towards ropes on the other side of the map here, but SSK got to be careful. 12 HP. He's going to swing through. He's going to find the backstab.
He doesn't know the meaning of the word. He's pushing for Navarra. He got him down as well. And now the spike has been recovered, but it's a race against time. Scream needs to get towards the site, and he's still just so conscious of anyone being towards heaven, but he's got to go get this planted as best he can and leave Yampy to try and protect him. Spike now
10
down.
seconds left.
You've got some of the most high-impact players standing. Scream and Yampy. Yes, it's a spec to a Scream, but a 2v4 is a tough task to achieve. Spots one, delivers one. Yampy needs more. He gets more. The spray! He couldn't control it enough to take down Deno. But it's still Scream. And it's a 1v2. Towards site we go. A tap on the spike. When does he swing? Has a little look now, but I don't think he's noticed it's moving, so he's got the fight in his hands. He's seen both of them. He's trying to play the time here. Round we go again. Scream's going to isolate one. Switches out to the pistol. He's not on the field. Where's Scream? What? Anything is possible with Yampy and Scream still standing. You can never write them out of the rounds.
First off, Yampy committing to that spray as well and Scream. No, I don't think he peaks a single time. Like, he's literally just relying on Yampy doing everything here. The first 2 were fantastic, but like you said, just committed to it. And then Scream, I mean, in this regard, benefit of hindsight, right? Able to run the clock down enough.
Let's go, keep it up.
And Navi, an absolute fumble there in the 4v2. They should have had that one. Liquid somehow convert that bonus.
still a little stunned at that one. I'm sure Navi are as well, kicking themselves over it. So that does just... The scoreline just doesn't feel as reasonable. The difference one round can make. And now the money obviously going to suffer as well. So much more work to be done. Liquid on that slow build towards the A site, and you can see there was a 3-play dedicated amount of players over towards B. That's just not where Liquid are going, so it's all on SSK for now.
Okay.
TP will come through. SSK actually looking to get involved here with the judge, but he's completely spammed out. By the time he lands, Nevera will find the kill. Solcas, the very deep hold towards A main here, should catch that kill, and he will. Just off camera there, but now it's a 3v5 in the retake for Na'Vi, and this is a huge round for Liquid to actually convert flawlessly if they can do it.
See if they can. They will be caught by Pillar, but Scream and Dreamer, it's a nice combination to make sure the two players who were sat towards Pillar were kept safe from that wing. And, Cool.
Yampy, man. Oh, that's
Do you ever
brilliant.
feel he plays just like a different way to anyone else?
He's playing a different game. He's literally
Honestly.
playing a different game.
He's doing quite well at it too.
Yeah.
That's the scary part, isn't it?
Liquid now double digits. Na'Vi, I gotta say, they have to stop him here. This will be the 11th for Liquid and a massive advantage in terms of the economy. This ultimate cycle, it's all playing into Liquid's favor here. There's one we have to see something from Na'Vi now, and similarly to what we said earlier, I would have liked to have seen a timeout called there for Na'Vi to really consider their approach. They haven't found an awful lot of success. Yampy just gonna full on swing the one way with no complementary utility whatsoever, but look what it draws out. It's drawn out so much from Na'Vi. Paint shell, aftershock. Not even sure what else was invested there. At least they held on to the paranoia for the time being.
I don't know why the rifle noise. It's good.
Well, the new SpongeBob rifle, yeah.
Yeah. Shoot it again.
Well, now you've asked. Obviously, he's not going to.
Just one thing, Mike.
You can ask nicely.
No, Yampy doesn't have the gun, so who cares? Anyway, looks like the site hits, I mean, being halted for now, but you can see where the spike is. It's going to come down to Deno to do... Excuse me? What? Fair enough. SSK still found Soulcast, just not in the means you'd expect, but the spike is en route. So SSK has to halt it. He's done so well to find that. Paint shot to follow, and Dreamer's going to try and slip forward. Denied. Massive impact from SSK. Individually, that man's putting on his cape and becoming a superhero for his side this entire series. Yampy's out of that, probably because he doesn't have the cool-sounding rifle right now, which is a problem. But regardless, Na'Vi get what they needed, and it's 4 standing.
He comes through here, and when they absolutely need to, and it's a relatively clean round as well. Able to carry across a lot of this inventory. It's actually linked to Na'Vi really rallying behind that and still keeping this close, honestly. Diggs previously has had some fantastic performances for Na'Vi. Take nothing away from that.
Oh, 100%. But bad days happen, and I think, sadly, it's hitting at a time like this, and that's probably one of the worst parts of it, is when you have a bad game, when it's one of the big matches that you want to be doing well in.
Yep.
You know, and don't envy a player in that position, but it happens. And you look on the flip side of that, someone like Nevera playing very well. A little bit of a flash and swing towards middle.
Almost a straight 3v3 here for mid. Both teams committing to it. SSK actually finds the swing onto...
He's getting flashbacks.
Yampy. Yep.
He's getting flashbacks to bind. He doesn't want it. He doesn't like it. But it is SSK battering him. Now, bear in mind, SSK got a 4K in the previous round, so be a little careful if he starts to activate here. Becomes one of those players that can genuinely change the outcome, not only rounds, but potentially games, and Nevera might be next to test.
There.
You know what the next step of the plan is here for Liquid. To try and find, I was going to say try and find timing here on the wall, but Scream actually just going to take the initiative to remove it anyway. Sort out the aftershock here. The spy cam will confirm what's on the backside of it. 2 pieces of utility noted at least. Cloud forced a little further off this angle now, and Navi got to concede a lot of this ground, Lauren.
Certainly do. 10 seconds. You got to make something of this. 9 seconds. What are you up to, Navi? Comfortably dealing with Dream Asp, but Scream with a double, but 5 seconds timing is everything, and no one can get that spike and then to sight in time. It's done. You just got to live at this point, and SSK still taking lives. Takes down Soulcast.
Player standing.
And out of these 2 teams, I didn't expect Liquid to be the one to run out of time to make the site hit.
Absolutely. I feel like Navi giving up all that ground was almost a big win. Liquid unable to convert that to any sort of success on site or even get the spike down. Seeing where Soulcast is going to sit after this purchase. Yeah, I mean, Screaming Navera with a little bit of a cushion, but this could be. Navi win this. They could tie this up 10 apiece.
It's potentially poised to do that. And now I'm just looking at Liquid like, what are we going to see this round? Is the pace going to change? Do you have a plan in mind? Did Yampy with the operator out at this point? You know, so maybe punish any jump peaks on B, but we know we're not going to get that. Thinks his camera doing enough to keep that entirety safe, but there will be a lot coming their way if they continue to at least lean towards this side. Oh, we have 3 players here. They have 3 players here. Dinks, they're pushing into... What? And Liquid on the other side taking the fight. Now Dinks has to get the hell out of danger. Maybe not expecting that many, but already the TP comes down. They're going to try and get towards the side, this time with time left on the board. Dinks gets away to safety, which is essential to buy time for these rotations. Look at their positions. Dano's a mile away. It eventually will be a super nice position. And the camera's not been noted, Mike. It's still in play.
They still have a Cosmic Divide here. I'm not sure why it's not gone up here to reinforce this site hold. Finally, it's dealt with. That should give him a perfect opportunity to make use of the showstopper.
SSK casually puts Yampy in his grave, follows up towards Navera and Soulcast. Well, what are you going to do? Die to SSK is what's going to happen, and Navi pulling it back. There's a couple of things that are going on here, Mike, that I just simply don't quite get. And I'm not saying I'm particularly knowledgeable, but I'm curious. The lack of certain ultimates coming through, the way they're playing some of these post plants, this just...
I mean, I'll say it, the Cosmic Divide makes that post plant hold so much easier. It buys them a lot of time. It allows them to reposition. The fact that the spy cam goes unnoted for so long definitely doesn't help them, but puts SSK in a fantastic position to make use of the showstopper. He knows where Yampy is. He knows where he's posted up. He can't get away from there that quickly. Yep. There's no reposition possibility for him.
Oh, and the gap. Oh, Yampy's chasing him down, man. This is not a fight you've been winning, Yampy. This is a ridiculous spot to tuck yourself into if you commit to that. Okay, slows the roll for a second. Paint shot goes in a little too deep to catch Yampy, but if anyone was further down, that would have been the death of them.
Go on, just spot him on the TP.
Oh my god.
I think Yampy tried to TP through the gap there, but just got blocked by the wall. Almost saving his life.
Yampy is dancing with death at the moment. So many dangers. You got 2 up towards Mailroom. You've then got the up on SSK just raining in fire. Oh my god, Yampy. He wants this so badly. Ferocious to chase it down. He's in vents. He's hot on SSK.
No way, Yampy.
Yampy. What? His little grabby hands trying to get the operator. What is going on? This game just feels like a cacophony of errors and greatness all at the same time, and I've never seen them play like this, but it's a 4v4 now. And now they've taken space off the back of almost over-aggression. The spray comes in, doesn't quite find what they want. The divide's there.
Seconds left.
Flash comes in, and as to the players, said he's going to re-aggress the bearer. Only can deal with 1 Scream on the follow-up as well, and outdone by Dano. And now a 2v2, but where is the spike? It's on the way to site, but Heaven is no longer safe.
Neural Theft going to come through as well. Going to confirm to them the exact whereabouts here. Dream has no utility. I don't know when that fault line comes back down. Another 10 seconds on it. A Bulldog in hand. Straight up 2v2 here. Duno and Dinks in the retake. Can they get this done? Can they tie the game up, Lauren?
NAVI wanting it. Drops. Gets one. And now the 1v1. Duno up against Dream. It's the new boy to the block. Loses the fight. And Duno is going to get the defuse. And we're going to be making it to double digits for either side now. 10 apiece. NAVI back in the game. And Liquid halted on 10.
I gotta say it again, I don't know if Yampy just completely misreads that. Just no awareness that there could be a second player to stack up behind the operator. I just don't understand it. Dreamhass is so unlucky not to find that as well. He's just caught sleeping on that angle. Yeah, and loses out with the 1v1 there. A weapon difference. As soon as he misses that first shot, it's all but wraps. Liquid actually do opt to purchase back in here. The Guardian, a Bulldog again in the hands of Dreamhass. Scream one off the showstopper, the only ultimate in touch of distance, really.
Oh man, this is getting dangerous times now. NAVI coming into their own. Liquid unable to really, it feels like come up with a plan, an option. I'm getting worried at what we're seeing.
Right there.
Kind of that loose cannon of Yampy. You know what it's like. It's hot and cold sometimes. It can bail you out of some scenarios and can cost you a couple of moments here and there, but you take the bad with the good. We look towards middle again. We can see similar scenes. Obviously, the operator this time towards the back of the B site. They want to work through, and the flash is good. Navera still going to get one, which is quite surprising, considering that 3-play pinch towards the top of the middle was tailor-made to catch him. So still good to at least walk away with one, but 1-for-1 trade.
$30 seconds left.
Cloud, the next one, really to find contact here. The double swing comes through. He finds both Scream and Dreamhass now, leaving Soulcast and Yampy, just the two controllers here for Liquid. Dink still tucked into A site. NAVI 5 standing once again. Completely unaware of the possibility Dinks is still here. Swings on, finds the spike. That's the round done. NAVI will find their 11th.
Please pump the brakes, Liquid.
Yeah.
You just for a mental, I don't care if it's not attack timeout, just for the mental readjustment, because you can see the frustration it feels like starting to mount here at 11 rounds for NAVI, who've been just kind of doing as, you know, as is required, as is prescribed. They're going through what is looking great. Keep control of that top middle here. This, I mean, and now the money's in the bin.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That could.
Soulcast, what are we doing here?
Well, he's held onto the rifle, but obviously we can't even afford
the armor is what I'm curious about, or anything else. Is it purely?
I don't know. But to see him not throw the light shield in is a little odd, but see how it plays out. Whether or not he's banking on having the ability, he won't be able to purchase in the next anyway. He's still about 300-400 off pace, so it'll be a Bulldog or maybe even stretch to a Guardian if they can get the plant down. But you want to set yourself up to make this hero rifle work in this round.
Okay. Looked like it was going to be that split towards B. SSK. And Cloud's found Yampy. They've got the ult building up. They can now dip away. NAVI are so in control in this. They've punished Soulcast. The swing comes out. That hero rifle looking more like zero right now. It can do nothing.
It's flawless.
This 12 for NAVI. They are folding right now, Liquid. What is going on? Pump the brakes. Get a grip of this game.
They're left licking their wounds at this point. And looking a little lost for answers. At this point, just can't break through. Can't find a point of weakness here to exploit on Navi's defense. NAVI now on the brink of closing this series out. Rotation's a lot better than they have. Again, SSK's had a fantastic performance here on the final map as well. It's got to be said.
100%. I mean, he individually gave them a couple of rounds for sure. His impact alone has been impeccable for them. But now it's game time, right? This is the one that matters. This is the one you need. And Na'Vi are walking mid. This could be unbearable for them, and the pace change. They're trying to get quick to this, but Soulcast completely befuddled by it. Had no idea they could be there, and the quick flanks coming in already, and the pressure is just going to be mounting. Team Liquid could be dashed across the rocks here. And already Yampi with a quick flank, though. Flank on the flank, and actually Navera succeeds. Exactly. Navi's flank is dealt with. Now they have to deal with the rest. SSK flies in. Operator to hand, can't find it, and catches it on the meantime. Scream keeps at least him tamed for now, and they survive another round. They are not out of it yet, Mike.
Oh, if this goes to overtime, Lauren. I mean, the economy for Na'Vi should be, more than comfortable here, even to get the operator back in the mix if they want it. But SSK actually going to opt for the rifle here. Soulcast will be able to get together now. It's looking like it's close to a full purchase, or look like Liquid trying to recover purchases previous rounds. Look at that, with 6 rounds unanswered. Finally,
yep,
bring it within 1 round, and it all comes down to this, Lauren.
What a moment to find a little bit of spark, that little bit of magic.
Camera taken out.
And quite do it in those earlier rounds, but man, what a time to find it. Liquid looking like it's that A site hit. SSK is here. Dinks is here. It's a double stack towards ramp. Liquid are in. They're going to note no one on the site, or at least eventually will once they clear back of pillar potentially. There could be that indicator that someone's towards CT, but no. Safe site. And surely...
5v5.
Surely they're going to be thinking, where the hell are they?
Destroyed.
Navera tries to go and find a little bit of information, but he's going to find more than he bargained for around this corner. He's going to find SSK. Big pickup. That's your danger man gone, and Liquid, as if now is the time you want to do this. Suddenly, they find the form we've been waiting for. Yeah, Zeddy wins on the site, but this would need a miracle, and it ain't happening now. Scream denies it. It's going OT.
Who are these guys now? Looking confident, decisive in their executions, and it works so well for them. Round 23 and 24. Put it back on the board here, forces overtime. After we were waiting for a response, some sort of adjustment or a reset, some sort of regain from Liquid. And they finally find it.
Man, this is one of those games.
That flips it on his head now for overtime.
Yeah, it does. If this is when they found that solution, it suddenly changes the dynamic in my mind. That pendulum swing of momentum, I hate saying it's so unquantifiable, but I don't know, dude. This is one of those games that could be anyone's at this point. 12-12. And we go again. Na'Vi on the attack and Liquid on the defense.
Go get him.
Cover going out.
There's slow work towards mid here for Na'Vi. A little bit of utility invested as well, just to clear out mail. And no real progress gained. No information towards ropes even here.
Out of charges.
The utility of Navera invested here, just they want to hold deep on the back of it, but actually got Dreamass here to complement that hold. So possibility for a flash or a fault line on the back of contact from these trap wires.
Satchel out.
There it is. Burst comes in, and SSK is so quick to the site. He's so quick to this. The utility perfectly, but the punish off the back. Soulcast swings it right back around. Swings and roundabouts between these two. SSK is closing in, man. There's blood in the water, and SSK's the shark right now. He wants to close the gap, and he does. Absolutely just fishing out these players. Deno gets across. That's the spike planted.
Scream's got paint cell
SSK
here.
on guard duty.
Spike planted.
So didn't invest it onto the plant here, and actually SSK going to pop the showstopper to try and run the clock down a little bit. It might be a little preemptive here. Resmoke for main. Now Scream's got to find something. He actually finds the headshot.
The double swing, though, is so good. It keeps it somewhat safe, but now it's Yampi. And he had to guess. He had to make a guess.
From SSK.
SSK, Mike. This guy has come alive for Navi.
Switching
That is
sides.
ridiculous.
Match point.
That's after Soulcast somehow finds something from nothing. SSK digs a little deeper with a shorty to trade that back out.
Jeez. What an impact player, man. Like, genuinely. Soulcast has been having like quite a good series. Obviously that round was pretty loud, but he's been doing nicely for himself, as is Yampi to Scream. It's not been a bad performance necessarily from anyone, but you've got to say the impact of what SSK has been delivering is something beyond what we're seeing elsewhere. Oh, orb recovered. And SSK dealing with that early test towards middle.
Wall thrown up immediately though. A chunk removed, a key engagement here. Yampi just swings right on to Duno, finds the kill. Get a little bit of side control here, but nobody able to cross safely on the back of it.
No, and how much can you leave Yampi in the corner? SSK's dealt with that. That could be integral. That could unlock this round because one, mid's now open and the crunch now comes in. It's Scream trying to fight his way out here. Cloud just tucked in the corner. He looks dead to rights. And now it's just Dinks. A 1v4 and Liquid aren't out of it yet. Digging right back into this.
Gun hit.
And found on the flank by Soulcast. Go again.
We'll reset back here.
Overtime.
13-13. My, oh my, what a back and forth series this has been. They come down here, map 3. They'll be forced in the overtime, and both teams now looking as if they favor a pace change. It's just insane. You think back to just round 23 and 24, how good Liquid looked, right?
Right there.
Yeah.
Oh. It's crazy to think that they can pull that out of what seemed like such an exhausting series for them.
And speaking of
SSK
exhausting, dealing with this man.
A judge in overtime.
Oh.
The Barry trade off there. No damage
They're
done.
Clear ropes for it.
Yeah.
Look at this rotation.
They pulled it all the way through.
But look at Yampi. Oh.
This is so
Yampi's
weird.
cleared so much. If they knew, if only they even looked towards Milram, even just give it a second glance. But Yampi will see all of this.
Navi are 4 in ropes right now. What is going on?
Don't worry. Liquid have 4 players on the A site currently. So all is well in the upside down. Brilliant. You'll stop that one rotation. You'll be fine. I don't think he's going through that way anyway.
Nobody coming through spawn.
Surely Navi are questioning something here. It feels wrong. Something does not feel right. And they're going to have a terrible surprise in the back of side. It's going to be Scream and Dream. That's all waiting patiently. And the reveal, it's Liquid finding Navi just caught in no man's land. Cloud, this is a brutal, brutal situation to be faced with. And Yampi forever lurking. Taking so much of the map away from them. Cloud's aim has been sharp today, but Navarez has as well. It's 14 for Liquid now.
What a crazy round to look back on it. Early progress from Yampi ultimately enables Liquid to be in that position. So well played from them.
It's just, this game just feels like it's going to keep on giving. It's just who breaks first, or who looks away first. Do it again. Navi now having to defend. Liquid, of course, taking themselves on the attacking side.
Let's get set up.
See what they've got for us now. What do they have in store?
Satchel out. Satchel out.
And this is it. Take that early control. Take that early fight towards B. Angle's theirs, but it's Dinks on the other side, and they should note this by now. Something we've seen quite often is that Dinks has been over here. That camera doing very well in a couple of rounds. You know, that SSK was able to exploit.
Going out.
But Liquid exploring their options early.
Well, they're not actually Liquid are going to look to follow through on this.
My camera is destroyed.
Bycam dealt with. And the tripwire again. So perfect timing actually on the flash to force somebody away from swinging on the back of that contact. Yampi will TP across once again.
Oof.
Nearly actually gets caught with a spam, but repositions just in time. The fault line is perfect though.
Dinks finds Yampi. First time we've really seen Dinks coming into this as well, but Cloud's
What a
found
hold.
Navera. And the re-aggress towards the side. Okay, Soulcast. Okay. It doesn't seem fair, but neither does a 1v4, I guess you could say.
30
But
seconds
what a
left.
re-aggress from Navi to take that fight back towards the site. They'll give it a damn good go, but so many dangerous angles, so many crossfires, and so many bullets for SSK. It's 14-14.
Charges.
We go again.
Out of charges.
Switching sides.
Overtime.
And now's the point where they start trading rounds back and forth. What didn't happen in regulation? Navi actually the ones to pump.
But again, as soon as the pressure started to mount, they really did dial it up.
What the approach is here from Liquid as well. It's not really as if they can rely on that once again, to be honest.
Yeah.
They spread a little thinner, actually almost giving A site up early here. An adjustment here for Nevera's utility. Again, actually with that spy cam taking contact pretty deep on mid. Well, they've got something cooked up here with the fault line. You can see Dream has set up for it. Maybe to put the paint shell to use from Scream. And the stun comes through, the gravity well should mean at least a guaranteed kill, but nobody from Na'Vi on the other side of it.
Not pulling too much just yet. Yampi's still here. And out of anyone, I still feel Yampi can do damage, but he's blinded. He's stunned up. Pulls away to sight, but he can't really step beyond this. He won't have the angle anymore, and he hears all of this around him. And they're so aware of the angle there, but the flash is good. He
Remaining. Spike
turns back
down,
around and he
B.
still gets Cloud. Scream was by his side, so he wasn't alone. And Liquid read it right.
How the hell Yampi's done that?
Switching sides.
I have no clue.
Match point.
In
I'm
the
just gonna get
11th
an-
hour for Liquid.
I don't understand some of his kills. I really don't. Like, look at this. How do you even get one?
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Well, actually, it wasn't even here. I was just looking at the kill feed back there. He only finds the one.
Yeah, it was Scream.
There.
Scream helped him out. Bailed him out of that. And, of course, the operator is out. Glass Cannon is on deck. And, well, Scream's got a challenge. Be careful here, because SSK was pretty sharp on this side in this position. He was a nuisance. We saw Yampi struggling to deal with it. Chasing him down. But he's not alone in this. You can see the clouds by his side. A lot of presence noted towards Mill just off the beginning here.
What about Na'Vi are the ones to even explore here. I mean, having Yampi on the operator, at least you're not going to see him solo hunting anywhere. Keep him tethered to somebody on the team at least. Look, we've got their sights set towards B here. The Dinks will be called upon. Zeddy just about now coming across this rotation. I think Yampi was spotted on the cross there as well. So the wall will go up. Going to force all 5 members of Liquid towards B main.
No more charges left.
I could be walking into a slaughter.
Eyes cage trigger.
Well, here's the slaughter. Dings won't be seeing it. Flashed up, stunned up. Nevera's going to find Cloud. It's effective
found the way
trading.
in.
A Scream. Going to find 2 up towards Heaven. And the last 2 players were over towards A when this hit started. It's down to SSK and Deno.
Spike planted.
They've been good for it, and SK needs to be so good for it now.
Player standing.
You saw Scream's vision had been removed. There was a chance in it, but Deno now a 1v3. It's not looking good for it. Finds Yampi in no man's land. But 2 more. They know that at least one was towards the back of the site, but how would they find the other? Did they see this? It looks as though Deno knows there's a chance of it. Gives himself a little bit of room. Sprays in. He's not far from it. But one player's already dipped through towards the site, utilizing his own smoke against him. And it's looking like dire straits. It looks like it's all over. Deno, the options are starting to dwindle as Dreamas closes down on his debut with Team Liquid, walking away with the win.
They're crawling away.